What's up, everybody?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing today?
We here, we alive, so that's a good thing.
Let's see. Telling my people we're live. We are live in the group. Zoom.
Hey, Stella, what part of Southern California are you in? You look like you're down by the South Bay.
Hey, hi. I'm in Orange County, kind
Oh,
of
you
near,
are?
yeah, Rancho Santa Margarita area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have some, it's funny because I do have virtual friends down there.
Nice. Where are you from?
I'm actually up in LA. I'm in San Gabriel Valley, closer
Oh, okay.
like Pasadena.
Yeah, I know that area.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Are
Is that
you
where are you doing your deals there?
as I
Is that
say,
your market?
the world is my oyster, but so one of the things that I had to do was I had to learn how to pick my market and, because I want to go virtual, but I've also been, just told, do your first deal in your market area where you live in your backyard, because then all the mistakes you make and everything will be right there and it'll be just easier. So I actually have I have a few friends that are in the sub two. They're doing really well and they're in the, in our market here. But it's not easy because everybody thinks their house is worth, $1 million deal. Because I have some houses that I've actually put offers in. And I actually talked to another coach this morning and he was like, reach out to those if they're still on the market. And I was like, yeah, one of them has been on the market for 118 days now. He goes, wait till almost at the 6-month mark when it falls off, expires, then reach out to the realtor or skip trace and reach out to the homeowner.
Good idea.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
actually looking at like Ontario and Chino, because down by the bay is so like where you're living is super, super expensive. And I actually have talked to a few buyers and they just say, just get me a 3-2, you know, 1,500 to 2,000, something that'll be easy to go in, fix and flip right now.
I was just trying to think, Riverside County too is
Yeah.
is still up and coming. They're expanding out like in the Menifee area. So moving a little further out, that's really reasonable. But Orange County, yeah, there's pockets here that are you know, under $1 million, but there might not be the best neighborhoods.
Yeah,
We just
but
got with
you
a
know,
seller here too who
Where,
felt
where are
his
you
house
guys
was
at?
still.
Where's everybody located? You
Oh,
two
we're in
ladies that are speaking.
we're in California.
I'm in Palm Springs.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Where are you guys?
Nice.
Where are you ladies at?
I'm in Orange County, kind of
I'm in
near
LA
Rancho
County.
Santa Margarita.
Nice. I go to Santa Ana a lot. I used to go to Orange, and I used to go to the Block all the time. Go hang out right there when I was
Yeah.
younger.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
it's
funny
cool.
is there's a lot of fix and flippers in Santa Ana.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of sub-2 students in LA and Orange County as well.
Mhm.
Oh, there's one guy. He is in Newport Beach and he does door knocking, and apparently he's super successful. I mean, if you could get into that area and you're able to actually have a buyer that, is willing to pay, you know,
The
over
price.
$1 million,
Get that.
right? And then I mean, I had a friend, she had literally analysis paralysis. She was basically given a house in Newport. It was on the peninsula part, and it was $4 million that the guy was willing to sell to her. And I was like, girl, why didn't you call me? And she's like, I totally forgot. I was like, you could have done a double close on that, and you could have sold it for easily like $6 or $7 million. And the house is still like the cash buyer would have got, $5 million in his pocket still. And she's like, I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Like, don't ever do
it
that again.
sucks. You know what happens as you start to learn, you're like, oh shit, 2 months ago, what I learned today could have helped me out, That's
Mhm.
what
Right.
happens. It's part of the educational game. Like I talk to a lot of wholesalers, a lot of sub-2 students, and I keep telling them, like, look, you already perfected what you do, your wholesaling, your agent outreach. What you're forgetting to perfect is to progress your skills, because you can only do what you can do with the current skills you have. So it becomes an educational game now, not really go and build more lead flow, even though that's the whole game. And you want to automate that if you can. But the whole next step is for you to master what you do, not just know how to do it very well. Master it so then you can maximize every opportunity. I was on the phone with somebody earlier talking to them about this, that like, look, your next step, man, you're a wholesaler, you do agent outreach, but what you're not the best at is you're not the strongest acquisitions guys, meaning that you can close any distressed person, but that's your limit. Anybody can close a distressed person. You actually don't even need to speak the same language if somebody's really distressed. But for you to close at a high level, you want to understand all the strategies, all the ways. I was on a phone call with Chris right now, and this was an agent, and I went through every scenario, literally all these types of scenarios with him. And if I didn't, I would have been asked out in the beginning, just because the first offer that I threw wasn't even close, to what she wanted for it. Now, she wasn't realistic. Like how when I came in here and I hear, the homeowners are asking for too much. She was one of those homeowners. But the reality is that if I only knew the bare minimum on closing deals or acquisitions as a wholesaler, that phone call would have been a 2-minute phone call. I would have been done because I only had that one strategy. She wanted too much. That would have ended the phone call. Now I told Chris for a fact, because we went over the Morby method, we went over everything. I tried to help her so many ways. I showed her all the ways I could have made money, how her numbers are off, even though she was a realtor, and I'll tell her why. Like all of these things, I told Chris at the end, for a fact, we're going to be the only one she's going to think of if she wants to sell, because nobody, if they don't know this skill level, regular cash investors are just lowballing her. I never once lowballed her. I just told her where I would need to be at. I told her I'm not a bold person. You know, I'm like, I used to be bold and pay 80 to 90%, but where do I stick to my guns at right now, people? I stick to 50 to 60%, just like everybody else who's buying cash. And so I let her know too, hey, look, I can offer you my number, but the reality is I'm not paying 80 to 90% anymore. And I'm not the homestead buyer. I'm over here trying to make some money. So I actually look for houses like yours that need work, but now I'm buying them at 50 to 60% of ARV, and you want 300. So you already know what 50% of that means, right? So obviously I'm
Right.
not going to even offer you that to lowball you, because I have 100 other deals to look at. Like, you're not in a rush to discount it, and I'm not in a rush to overspend, because I do use a lot of people's money. I'm not in a rush, right? And so we went into it. Then how I teach you guys what happens when you confidently don't work, when cash doesn't work. What's the next step, right? I roll
Yeah,
into
but Carlos, that's the problem is right now I'm so like we did the guys and we actually went through role play the other morning,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, like I know how to wholesale, I know how to comp, but I don't know how to talk to the sellers. So we did it, and I fucked up. Like, I mean,
Good.
they were very nice to me, and they were like, no, you did good, but you need to do this, this, and this. And I was like, no, really, I fucked up. Like, I was like so embarrassed because I
Good.
really want to be confident. Like last
Good.
night, I was role playing with my husband, and he
Good.
said,
Good.
so he's, he's a police officer, and he goes, yeah, can you imagine if I was trying to read the memorandum to the suspect, and I'm like, he goes, your flow has to come natural, and you can't come off sounding like a script.
A script. That's why I don't teach scripts,
I
because what
don't know
happens is,
how.
when you're, do you like talking to people first off?
Oh, I talk to everybody. It's
Then
funny.
you're on
I
automatic
mean,
closer. You just need to format how you talk. Automatic closer. It's really, it's because you overthink. I don't know how to do this, and everybody who overthinks I don't know how to do this, it gets nervous. New job, everybody gets nervous. That's fine. Like how you said, oh, I felt embarrassed. Good. I want you to feel embarrassed here, where everybody's welcoming, like how you said, they're supporting you. So the truth is, everybody was at that point. I mean, where I started in the car business a long time ago, it was very hard, way more aggressive, and you get taught a lesson right there. This is honestly easy, and I've shown a lot of people too. And really, it's the mindset. Like, you're already good at talking to people, and so really, it's coming in and practicing. Why I don't like, I have questionnaires, but not scripts to go by, because what happens is when you memorize the script and go with it, you're not you, meaning you're not using your creative mindset to then pull the pain and pull the stories out and use them when you're just like, hey, I'm calling you out of the blue today, like whatever how your script goes, like, hey, why are you selling your house? What is the motivation? That's a good question to go by. But what happens is people only look at the script, and the seller will be like, oh, well, I'm a tired landlord, I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, cool. And so what's your timeline to sell this? And where people forget to do is dig in the pain, but they're looking at a script. And then right after they get the timeline, they just, okay, and what's the condition? And they talk a little bit about the condition, and then what's the price? All they're doing is just going down to the next question without actually fact finding, without doing that. And that's what I teach here. Real estate, anybody can learn that. That's like the last thing I tell people, really, when they come into this business here, and I say it all the time to my team, when you come into this business, especially if you're new, right? So you become a green pea. When you get into real estate, if you've never owned a business before and you've never done sales and negotiation before, you're actually stepping into 3 new fields, but people never pay attention to that. All they pay attention is, let me go and study real estate, when in reality, real estate, learning how that strategy works doesn't feed you. Learning to be a negotiator feeds the deal, and then you learning how to strategize to perform on that deal is what then makes the money come in. But what feeds you is learning how to negotiate. That's what gets the deal done. Now, you don't have to be a great negotiator to outsource it, to have someone like me or pay an acquisitions manager to come and close your deal. But if you decide, you know what, I want to be the acquisitions person, you now have to look at it as shit, I also have to be a student to how negotiation and sales work. The next step is when you learn that, yeah, go learn your real estate. When you start automating your business, you have to understand how the lights go on and off, how to scale a business, how to automate a business. And most people won't understand those other two sections. And so they come in and learn real estate, study, learn, put all this effort in, and they feel like they're putting in a lot of work, but because they are, and you're probably in the same boat, like, hey, I'm doing everything I can to learn, but now are you spending a lot of time improving on the most important part that feeds you is your negotiation level. You could be comfortable talking to people, but we have to now structure how you negotiate and talk. And that's what I do really well here with the students. I teach them how to do that part because that's what I came from. I came from the car business. I used to be a sales director for AT&T, DirecTV, and go state to state, help other offices increase their sales. I've done door-to-door sales, business-to-business sales. So like I've been in and around a business and sales, and that's why it made it easy for me to come here because all I was learning was the new product and then the strategy behind it after I became an investor. And that's why it looks like, Carlos, it looks so much easier. Well, it took me a lot of years to get good at sales and negotiation. So that was the reason why it kind of helped me out. But reality, that's the reality is it's really about now, if you've already got a good understanding of wholesaling and you're learning creative financing, it's best for you to improve on your acquisition skills. So then when somebody answers the phone, there's distress, you actually have a great opportunity of locking up that deal. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Every step of the way. I completely agree with you on everything. Like, you know, what's the first thing that happens when you go to, you know, a course on wholesaling? Oh, they make it look so easy, right? They make it look so easy. Anybody could do this. And you could learn everything possible about real estate and wholesaling, but are you good at, you know, a business? Are you good at, you know, some people are just not good at running a business. Bottom line, they just are not. Some people aren't really good at negotiating, you know, their life away. Some people just aren't good at talking to people. I think I have a knack for talking to people. I'm really good at especially reaching out to strangers on, you know, through this whole community. I never have a problem with like, you know, hey, do you have a minute to chat? I sure would like to pick your brain, or can we schedule a call? I'd like to find out how you're doing it. Like, I don't have a problem with that. It's because I already feel confident in knowing this is where I want to go, and I'll listen to how you want to teach it. I can't talk. For the life of me, Carlos, I sound like a fucking blubbering idiot when that's how I feel. I'm not kidding.
Gotcha.
I was doing it last night. I did it with my husband. And then my husband goes, you want to get somebody really fun? He goes, just tell him you're a retired hooker.
That's funny, but I feel you.
The truth is because you are so fresh at what you do, that's exactly how it is. You probably sound like crap. That's the truth, right? Like, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Not that I'm being rude.
No.
So here, let me explain my first day ever in car sales, and all you guys will never speak again. You'll never feel the investment I felt on this day, because car sales, first off, is a real man sales job, meaning it's fucking way more difficult, way more aggressive. We're taught to basically pound, making pounders, meaning making as much gross, basically raping the seller, making as much money off of them by selling on emotion and everything. Well, it's the tradition, kind of like a policeman and a firefighter, because I tried to be a firefighter for a lot of years, but I couldn't hold it down because of the way I partied too hard. But the tradition is usually when you're the rookie, they fucking bullshit you, you know? They're the one that gets asked out, they make fun of you, they put you on the spot. That's the car business for you. So check out my first day ever. 3 new people get hired. I get hired at my first job. My first time working for the car dealership. My brother worked at Ford. I used to be a server bartender for a celebrity chef. And so we used to serve a lot of these car dealership owners. And that's how I ended up getting into the car dealership. And then going to Chevrolet, even though my brother was a closer at Ford, I could have easily went with him and learned how to close right away. I didn't learn until like the second year. I'm like, dude, let me just work, let me learn from you because you're already a master at what you do. But anyways, I go out, try to be myself, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna enter this car business. So I entered, let's just say I entered and I'm like, all right, Josh and Michael, we all entered together into this dealership. So all three of us are new. And so our closer comes up to us and it goes, hey, what's up, Josh, Carlos, and Michael? How you guys doing? Have you guys ever done a butterfly or a demo before? No, what is that? Demo, like when somebody wants to see a car and you butterfly, you open up all the doors and then you start to talk about the car, let them touch it, feel it, get in there, let them smell the new car, sell them on the emotion. Watch what they drive in with and have them match that same image onto this new car you're gonna sell them. I'm like, oh no, I never knew what that was. Okay, Carlos, here, go learn about this F1, this Silverado 1500. I'll give you an hour. I didn't know anything about cars like that because I'm not really a car junkie. Go in and first time in like car sales, like aggressive sales. Everybody thinks, oh, because I've done like retail sales or hit my quotas. That's like easy shit. When you get into really hard sales, it's different. You have to build your own business just like this. You have to build your own lead generation. So I get into this car business and I remember the guy, his name is Nathan Garber, piece of shit. Anyways, comes up to me and he goes, all right, Carlos, your hour is done. Can you go ahead and bring up a truck? And I'm like, sure, I'll go bring up the truck. I'm all excited, like first day, fuck yeah. Never knew anything about sales at this level, right? Didn't know how to present things to people, like how we present options to people. Check this out. I hear this on the microphone as I'm coming up to the front door. I need all available staff, new salesmen, current salesmen, desk managers, and any clients in the lobby. I'm outside. Carlos Reese, our new salesman, is going to show the new F1, the new Silverado 1500 that just came out. And now I'm like, oh shit. And I'm so nervous. My heart drops. Put yourself in my shoes for real and say, like, check this shit out. I'm about to show you how fucked up it was. And that's why I got so powerful. So now everybody comes outside. Josh and Michael are right next to me, but they're not fucking on the spot like I am. And Nathan goes, okay, everybody's outside. And for some reason, everybody comes out. The general manager, the fucking desk manager, like if they probably knew what was about to happen. So they go and say, Carlos, go ahead and talk about this car. And so I start off, okay, everybody's looking at me. I'm next to the car, looking face forward towards everybody, and everybody is looking at me and the car. So now I'm by myself by this car. I'm looking at everybody sitting in the lobby, all the managers and salesmen who are doing better than me. Like if people weren't here scared to present themselves because I sound like a beast on the phone, well, I knew there was beasts right in front of me, and I'm gonna demo the first time, and these people who demo at a better level are gonna fucking know that I'm a dumbass because I don't know how to do it at their level, kind of like how you feel, right? So then I started saying, yeah, this is a red Silverado, and then Nathan instantly responds, yeah, come on, man, don't point out the fucking obvious. Let's go. So now I feel embarrassed, and I'm like, this is a Silverado 1500. It has a 3.53 liter V8 engine. It has active fuel management. Carlos, what's active fuel management? I don't even know. I read, what it was, and I moved on. I apologize to everybody. I'm sorry that our new salesman over here didn't do his diligence and actually study. I'm so sorry that he can't do his job right. Somebody else take over for him. That's hard. That's real hard shit. When you get somebody to answer the phone call and just because you sound like you don't know what you're doing, they hang up the phone on you. You didn't have to go through exactly what I went through. And then I'm a better salesman than all of those guys combined. None of them will ever compete me on sales anymore because of that. That guy put me on game. I never wanted to feel embarrassed like that again. Right here, you fell in a group of people who caught you, who are willing to let you get embarrassed. Nobody helped me out. Nobody fucking helped me out. And now all those people still follow me on social media. And now everybody fucking knows what's up. Even Ben Martinez, who's a part of this team, he worked with me at Ford. And when I got let go of Ford 2 years ago, he was the number one salesman. And I was the last salesman. I went sober, told him my plan, kicked ass, saw me change my whole life around. And then he quit as the number one salesman. He quit to come work into the Powerhouse and Sub 2 because he believed in in how I shifted my mind, got into this, and he was already finding about real estate, found out that I was a part of Sub 2, seen me change my whole life, And what's crazy to me is he was number one and I was never number one. I was actually the last person every month because I kept partying too hard. I was too depressed in my last year of sales. And so the reality is I've been embarrassed 10 times over, way harder than everybody's probably been embarrassed in any sales. And that's why I have no excuses, but I hear a lot. I hear a lot of excuses because you know what, as we grew up in today's age and society, we give out trophies to first, second, and third place winners. And that's why everybody's so emotional too, because everybody feels like, you know, it's too much pain. They're embarrassing me too much. I don't ever want to try again. And quite frankly, if you're not strong enough to go through that embarrassment, you deserve to just stay where you are because that's where you want to be. And right here, that's why I make it super nice and accountable, just like the mentorship, like every time I send anybody in here, if I sent you guys the link to the Powerhouse and it talks about, hey, have you guys ever jumped into a mentorship and you see a whole bunch of other people in small communities partnering with each other, but you still feel left out and by yourself? Come join the Powerhouse so we can actually hold you accountable and be that group for you. I made sure that nobody would ever feel the way that I felt. And I make sure I tell you guys that story so then you level up quickly. And that's why I want you guys to fall right here. So you don't fall like and feel like a dumbass in front of people who are not there to catch you because they're not prepared for that shit. You know, they're there to just criticize you or just talk behind your back. And that's that. Right here, we're here to, it's each one, teach one. And that's what it really is. It's about helping others out.
So when you are putting off, I don't know, do you do on market or do you do off market or do you do both?
Everything.
So you do everything. So how do you, like, I know how to comp, but I feel like I don't know how to comp, if that makes sense.
What do you use to comp websites?
I don't know. Do you know Jake Waldmer?
The Muffin Man?
Yeah. So he actually taught me how to comp, and I have this big spreadsheet, and I had Christian look it over for me. You know Christian Hernandez, right?
Yeah, that's my boy. That I'll tell you straight up. I talked to a lot of sub-2 students, and a lot of sub-2 students who have social media presence. They're bullshitters. Christian Hernandez is the real deal. He's the real deal. That's another guy out there that I can talk to with respect, and we talk like every day. That guy's the real deal. He's another guy that will take you to the next level for sure. I don't know if I can vouch for a lot of other big names in sub-2 because I've talked to some of them, engaged them, but Christian is the real deal.
Yeah. So Christian and we kind of like, I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks, but we usually I check in with him like on a weekly basis. And so I did send him the spreadsheet that I use for comping, and he was like, oh my God, this is amazing, because it's all about, you know, my cash buyer and how much my cash buyer is going to annualize on the rate of return, right? I mean, that's the number, right? At the end of the day, that's what they want to see. So I feel like I'm just in this place of, you know, I put in offers on houses in Ontario and in Chino, and they're still sitting on the market. And one of the realtors was like, oh, the homeowner's not going to change the listing price. And I mean, they're being completely unrealistic, in my opinion, because they definitely need to be upgraded. And then another one was like, oh, well, they put new piping in the house, so they're not going to change the listing price, but their kitchen needs to be redone. The bathrooms need to be redone, right? And so I'm like, God, am I not comping right? Am I, you know, I don't know. That's where I'm like just stuck, is like, I think I need to literally like go through a whole scenario of like, I found a house on market. It's over, 50 days that it's been on the market, and I put an offer in, and it's listed for, $599. And I put an offer in, I lowballed. I put an offer in for like, I don't know, I think it was like $345, because we live in California. Number one, the material is more expensive and our labor is more expensive. So I put like $100 a square foot. I mean, I don't know. That's just what I did, because I just felt like, because I know where I live, right? But I just feel like I'm just like, that's where I'm stuck in a rut.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, that everything's a numbers game. Every single
Right.
thing's a numbers game. And especially because we live in California and the prices are high, right? Like pitching that, it's 100% a numbers game. So on off market, heavy numbers game. On market, even heavier numbers game, because now you're going onto the market to people who are already expecting the highest price. So here's the thing. People don't have to make sense for them to ask what they want. That's just life. A lot of people, besides selling their houses, a lot of people are ridiculous what they ask. So what you do is you're just trying to find out if you're a fit for them. If not, move on. That's why I tell a lot of people, when you only have 1 or 2 opportunities, you just stick with that, because that's all you have. You want to learn to have multiple opportunities, so then you don't have to get stuck on one deal that doesn't make sense. You bounce off. Like how I was on the phone with Chris earlier, and we had that one deal. At the end, I told her, look, I'm never going to lowball you off the bat, because I know we're not going to make sense over here, but I'm not going to buy it either if it doesn't make sense for me. I have a lot of opportunities to buy deals. I just bought 2 more. And the thing is, the reason it works for me is because I put myself in a position to be busy. So when you only have one deal, you stick with it, and you have this hope that it's going to work for you, when you should be doing lead generation, building more leads, or talking to more realtors. And I don't do agent outreach or the elephant challenge. If you pay attention, this is like everything I do here and teach is like the elephant challenge. I've taught everybody in here how to leverage themselves. You guys don't know how to close deals. You plug and play people. I plugged and played my whole business. I basically did the whole elephant challenge on my whole business way before the elephant challenge came out. It's the elephant challenge, if you really think about it, is for people who are 1-person teams, who only feel like they got to close themselves, dispo themselves, they have to learn alone. No, I teach you guys to plug and play me to close your deals. Go and get a lender to do this. Go and use an agent, right? We teach the same thing. The agent outreach, the elephant challenge. It's a great model because it teaches a lot of people to get out of that I'm a 1-person team and go out there. I mean, really, you don't need to do everything to get a deal done. But like I talk to people about this all the time, it's just really about educating what you need to get proficient at, and then go for it. So it's like right here in state of California, everybody's asking for a lot, right? So you know how I do this when I work with agents, and I'm sure you guys all prepare yourself. I don't know what they break down on the agent outreach, but this is how I talk to agents. When I tell them, I introduce myself, and I always sound active, but I let them know that, hey, I am an investor, meaning I'm looking to buy multiple properties from you. But here's the big difference. There's a huge gap, is that your home buyers that are going on market to buy your house, they are offering you full price. I'm nowhere near that as an investor, but I do want to let you know I'm going to be offering investment numbers on cash, but I back it up with a seller finance option that's a lot higher. And sometimes they ask me and I explain what it is. And then I tell them this, that I work with another agent. I'll name a city. I'll just throw a name out there. Her name's Laura, and I buy 3 to 4 homes a month with her. I'm actually looking to do that with you, if that's okay with you, me working on your listings, but know that I'm shooting you numbers that are not going to make sense compared to what you're getting. But I am trying to buy 3 to 4 homes with you instead of 1 every 30 years. And so you have to pick the realtor that's willing to work with your business model. Just like how I tell people on the phone call when you're talking to sellers, you may or may not be the one to buy their house, right? You got to make it fit your business model. It's the same thing. You have to pick the agent that is willing to work your business model. Otherwise, it's really, they're not playing ball for you. You want somebody that's going to play ball with you and understand it. I got a deal that I bought from an agent in Florida on the water, because he remembered that I told him that, hey, at the end of the deal, when the first one didn't work, I told him, hey, but if you have a scenario on another seller that wants too much money for the house, has been on the market, foreclosure, no equity, I could buy him on terms how I broke it down to the seller. And he goes, okay, got you. And then I ended up buying a house on foreclosure from a seller, from a gentleman named David, who was doing the elephant challenge in Colombia. He hits me up and he goes, hey, I don't know how to do this all, but I see you active. I'm talking to this agent in Florida. So at first he introduces me, we work a deal, didn't work. But then after that deal, they remembered. So they reached back out to David. We got in contact. I bought this house basically on the water in Newport Richie for $7,700 to clear up the arrears. $11,000 to pay a commission and $4,000 assignment fee. And that's why I got that whole house on the water. But I prepared that agent, and now that agent every day is sending me deals in my buy box. And then today he'll send me a little bit like they're like more cash offers. And I just reminded him, hey, don't send me too many cash offer deals right now because my numbers are going to be real low. Just remember my game plan. But all the ones that are open to terms, if you can pitch them for me, I'll pay you on every single one of them. So if you can speed up your process, man, I'll pay you on more deals than any other investor you work with. Because right now, a lot of people are going to offer real low that are cash buyers. I'll beat everybody at a higher price. Just pitch it though. And now he's ready to rock. And so that guy, I'm like, hey, I'm going to do 3 to 4 deals a month because he's now playing ball for me. But I set it up that way. And if you guys don't set it up that way, or if the Elephant Challenge doesn't set you up that way, tell them to set you guys up the way that I just explained it, because it does help you out a lot. And like I said, it's a numbers game. You want to work with the agent that's willing to work with your numbers game, because they're just going to stop fucking answering your text messages because they know you're the low baller.
But if you actually have a realtor that will, that works with you, that's so great, because then they know what to expect. And then they also know that they're going to make money with you.
Yeah, but you have to prep them because they don't know you or your business model. They talk to a lot of people. And I was telling Chris this, that an agent who's not an investor is just a salesman, meaning that if they don't invest, they just sell other people's home to other people, meaning they don't understand strategies of investing unless they become an investor. So a lot of realtors are not investors. So they only care about a check. They don't give a fuck about what your strategy is because they're not in that game. They're only in the game to sell market price homes. Now, I have met a lot of realtors or brokers that are also investors. Now they're taking advantage of the marketplace because they can just list what they can buy themselves and the prices they want. But the majority of them are not like that. So you also have to prep your agent. That's a big difference. There's a huge difference in that.
Yeah. So one of the things that I also was told that I should find my niche, right? And so I was really trying to do the pre-foreclosures. And that's what I did a role play with the guys the other morning. And I just feel like I know that you probably should know how to, talk to every homeowner, because you just don't know who you're going to come across, right? I mean, you could be in the grocery store and you could be talking to like your neighbor, and then somebody walks by and hears you and they're in pre-foreclosure, and then they want to talk to you, but then I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? Like,
go to the Powerhouse Facebook page, go to the files, and I have a door knock leave behind for pre-foreclosures. And it tells you the 7 ways to help out a homeowner from pre-foreclosure. A few of those ways are actually helping them out of the deal, so you won't get paid on those deals. But the majority of the time is if someone's in foreclosure, even if you help them out, do a loan modification, chances are they still can't afford it the next month, so they're gonna still sell it to you, right? But if you want to learn a little bit more about foreclosure, then study a little bit more, or go to the Powerhouse files and go and click on that door knock leave behind. And I have it, you guys can Josh is the one that adjusted it under my business name, but if you need Josh's assistance, he can help you out. You can print out a whole bunch and put them in envelopes and then go door knocking, or you can just have that to remember when you're talking to somebody. You can take a picture of it, send it in a text to that person who was eavesdropping at the grocery store with a neighbor, whatever. You can then have some knowledge on foreclosure. Hey, these are all the ways that I can help you out. And if you're stuck, call me. I have a pre-foreclosure specialist on my side. Anything I can't do. I'm a great closer, but I've only been doing this for 8 months. So I don't know foreclosure at the finest. I don't know Airbnb at the finest. So I partnered up with fucking both specialists in both those areas. I don't know wraps and notes at the finest. So I partnered up somebody because they all know that I can close deals. And so that was it. All I did was I did the Elephant Challenge on my own, and I plugged myself in. And then after I closed a deal, we partnered up. I then go and get a lender, Elephant Challenge again, right? So I've been doing it the whole time. And now, because I closed a lot of deals, I actually have some high net worth individuals on some real partnerships where I don't even have to look at Airbnb. I could just hand it off. I'll do the numbers, hand it off to you. You actually look at the strategy. I'm going to work more deals. I'm going to find more for short-term rentals. You're going to tell me if it works or not. If not, I'm going to lock it up and do it long-term rental, but I'd rather maximize. are you willing, if I get, because I have a lot of deal flow, are you willing to, since you teach Airbnb on stage and you have your own courses, I could just bring you extra deals and you analyze them. If I could lock them up on terms, would you want 50% of them if you can just manage them and strategize it for me? Yeah, but I have too many fucking leads to look at everything by myself right now, as I have to sit there and underwrite as an Airbnb for an hour and a half when I have a whole bunch of calls to make. So what I do is, for me to level up, I just tell my pre-foreclosure specialist, my Airbnb or my wrap guy, hey, I'll split you 50-50 if you guys just help me strategize these, because I'm getting so many fucking flows of deals. And that's why you're hearing me, hey, I've closed another deal. Hey, I closed another deal, because I wasn't alone. Though I'm the one that does all the closing, I get them to say, yes, these numbers do work, say it, and go back in there and I go close it again. But I'm not alone. I got people who are specialists in those fields. And that's why we get deals done, because I'm not alone. I know that I'm a specialist in closing, but not the other things.
Okay, so Carlos, would you be willing to do like do conference calls with me?
Like 3 ways, or what do you mean?
Like, yeah, like a 3-way. So like if you're gonna do a call with the homeowner, could I just, listen in on the call?
We do that shit every day. Monday through Friday. We do that shit Monday through Thursday after we do role play. Like we'll do like 2 or 3 role plays and then we'll go live. I'll do live calls. But I don't mind it. Yeah, I just was, like I said, I was just on a 3-way with Chris right now and an agent. The agent was the seller. And Chris recorded the whole call because he knew that some fire was about to come out. And he's like, he even texted me. I recorded it. He goes, dude, major, what was it? Major rapport building. Because she was talking about how their tenant left the house like shit. And she was describing how bad it looked. And I was like, no shit. Last night I was watching a show with my lady, the Jeffrey Dahmer. And it sounds like it was that fucking household. And she's like, no shit, me too. I just watched the first episode. I'm like, dude, me too last night. She's like, me too. And then Chris texted me like, dude, you're building massive rapport right now. I'm like, just watch the champion do his thing.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So he recorded the whole call. Like,
Yeah.
And that's just me being me though, because I understand the game now at a high level, and I teach that here. So Chris got so much value. And on top of that, he recorded it. So he gets to sit there and hear how I strategized the whole deal. I went through the whole 4 pillars. He gave me the deal. I went through the whole 4 pillars again. Like I tell you guys, hit the 4 pillars, stick to the 4 pillars, even whatever she says, cool, acknowledge it, your 4 pillars, and then ask her the price and then go for it. Go pitch what actually works. I did it, didn't work, ruled myself out. I said, once you rule yourself out as cash buyer, what's the next step? Somebody tell me. Take yourself off the mic and tell me.
Rent it.
Rent it. What's the next step of renting this? If you don't want to renovate it and put some money into it and rent it out for the maximum, what would be the next thing I ask everybody to do?
List it.
It's terms. That hog on the market. List it. Realtor.
List it, right? So if cash doesn't work, I don't want you to go to terms. If cash doesn't work, you don't go to terms right away. They'll either, it doesn't matter which order renovated or listed, but you have to ask them, okay, why don't you just get this ready, put some money into it, and then rent it out for the maximum. You're going to find out I live too far away. I'm a tired landlord. I don't have money. Oh, okay, I totally got you. That's not going to work. So then why don't you just list it so you can get that price that you're looking for? Because I can't actually pay that. And I told you that I'm not going to buy it cash. So I'm over here just chopping it up with you, trying to see if it's going to even work to help you out and see if you can list it and rent it out. I also don't want to list it because I know the agents are going to want people to come in and out of my house. I'm a little embarrassed of it. I don't have any money to clean it up. Got you. The only way that I can buy this is on terms. So I set it up for, okay, I don't give them, are you okay if you sell it to me on terms? No. The only way this is going to work if I buy it this way. And you guys all hear me live when I talk about it. So then now I have a real opportunity after cash doesn't work, listing doesn't work, or renovating, no matter what order after cash, renovate or listing it or renovating it, I go to creator. And that's when you're going to have the best chance. And still didn't work out with Chris and I, even though we went to creative and then we went to the Morby method creative, and it still didn't work. But what happened is she ended up like, you know what, though, I would follow up with you in a few months if I can't sell it for the price I want. I got off the phone. I was like, she ain't gonna fucking sell it for the price she wants. She's gonna hit us up, watch. She ain't gonna get her price because she'd ask me too much. So what happens is now that she doesn't want to sell to me at the higher price in 2 or 3 months, when the shit comes down more, she calls it back and I'm like, yeah, I can still buy it, but definitely not even close to the number I was at. I'll offer higher than everybody else is now offering you, but I'm not going to offer you your $375. And that's the reality of things. Is she wants to sit and do her due diligence and do her homework, or just sit and try to act like she wants more for it, which is totally fine. It's her house. But when realization comes in 3 months and she can't get 375 and the market shows that it's 200, that's what I told her it's worth 230. I don't know where you say 375. None of the homes in the area are selling close to that, especially in the last the last 60 days. And then she just said, okay, you know, if I can't sell it for this price, I'll call you. That's why I told Chris, for a fact, she's gonna call us because nobody else gave her these many scenarios, and I never lowballed her. I never like pushed on trying to have her lowball her. I told her I'll give you the higher numbers. You just got to work with me.
Wow, that's incredible.
Let's get into some role play, guys, so we can get some action. Who's gonna? And Dustin and I are setting up some stuff so we can make it easy. We want to do like something where we can have like a little Google spreadsheet for people to come in, and the acquisitions team will go first unless other people are not on the acquisitions team. But I want to have people, instead of me asking who wants to go up, I'd rather it be prepared already. And my acquisition team knows it's already mandatory. So you guys are either doing it in the morning or here, but these slots need to be filled, and anybody else who's not a part of the acquisitions team, feel free to jump in. But I want it to be structured a little bit better. In a 3-hour window, I want to start off with an hour and a half of role plays. Probably do 8 to 10 minute windows with like a 5-minute window to do like questionnaires or like Q&As, and then like criticism or whatever. But I want to do it like that for like an hour and a half, and then I do live calls for like an hour and a half, to a point where if you guys are comfortable with making live calls, you guys can do it too. But we'll get this ready. So since I don't have that spreadsheet ready right now, who wants to go first as a buyer?
I'll be a buyer.
Okay. And who wants to be out as a seller?
Let's go,
I'll be
Laura.
the seller.
I'll pick Laura.
Look at this. Okay, cool. So 10 minutes. Okay. So 10 minutes. I'm going to put a 10-minute timer on my phone. So your goal is to try to use sense of urgency to move through the conversation. This is going to help you guys out. Move with urgency by being polite, not trying to rush the deal, but move with urgencies. Stand firm. Talk when you need to talk, right? So learn that game. We're going to give you 10 minutes. The ARV, Laura, the after repair value on this thing is 500 grand. It's up to you to ask more or less, and up to you to bring up the story that you're going to create. If Rob were to ask, you know, what the build out is, it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,000 square foot home. So 500K, you decide what you want for it, Laura. If you want, 600 or you want 350 for it, that's up to you and your story. I'm gonna put myself on mute in about 5 seconds, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a timer on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ring, ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hello, am I speaking to Laura?
this is she. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Laura. Yes, I'm a veteran. I'm a local investor in the area, and I seen your a property at 123 Main Street, and I was wondering if that's your property.
Oh, yes, it is.
Hey, well, do you have a couple minutes? I can ask you a couple questions.
Sure. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Yes, Robert.
Oh, hi, Robert. Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Yes, I was just wondering if you ever considered selling that property.
Well, it never came to, and it's never crossed my mind.
Never crossed your mind?
No, really haven't even given it much thought. It's just, a home that kind of runs on its own, basically.
So are you currently living on it? When you say running on its own, are you currently living there?
Oh, no, that's not my primary residence. That is an investment property, but it's vacant at the time. We just don't have a renter in there. We've been thinking about doing short-term rental, but the regulations in the city are kind of changing that. So we haven't really thought about much to do with it right now.
Can I ask you a few questions about the condition of the home?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so what any updates, anything new that you've done to the property?
Well, we actually did, we started to do a renovation in the master bathroom. So that's been on pause. We've talked about doing a renovation on the kitchen, but we haven't proceeded. You know, with COVID and everything, a lot of things had just kind of put everything to a halt. And then on the second bathroom, we thought about doing it. But again, we just put everything on a halt, but the master bathroom is under construction.
Oh, wow, that sounds like some good stuff. Y'all did a lot of work to that property.
Yeah, just that. We do have a swimming pool in the backyard, that the last tenants that were living there, they didn't really take, considerable care of it. So we have to do a little bit of upgrades on that too.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. So, I know you said you really haven't thought about, selling the property. Are you planning on keeping it, you know, long term? I mean, what is your plans with the property?
Well, I mean, this is the first time I've been approached on it, so I would definitely, you know, I mean, I would consider options and, you know, everything's negotiable in life, right?
Right, right, right. Well, what do you think that home is worth?
You know, I haven't really given it much thought. Maybe I know that the houses around have gone for the mid fives and some around the fours. So I would have to say probably, like, honestly, with the condition that it's sitting in right now, maybe about 475, maybe about 450, somewhere around there.
Okay, about 450. Okay, 450, 500. And if you was to sell it, how soon would you want to sell? Would you sell it like tomorrow, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days?
Oh,
Would you want to sell it?
I don't really care because it's definitely, there's no mortgage on it. So
Oh, no
there would just,
mortgage. Okay, free and
yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Okay. And you said, so if I was to give you a price right now, you said around 400, 500. Is that the best you can do?
Yeah, because I think that, you know, if we were to renovate the bathroom, or finish renovating the master bathroom, we could actually, you know, list it and probably get market value.
So tell me, why haven't you listed it yet?
Well, that's because I didn't really think about selling it.
Yeah, that makes
We
sense.
just had that conversation.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So,
So are you looking to, you know, are you looking to, you know, fix and flip, or what are you looking to do with the property?
well, what I do is I buy homes and I buy them in different ways of buying, either cash or in creative. But I plan on fixing it up and then probably put a tenant in there.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a wise decision. Um, so I don't know. I am a real estate investor. I'm not active. I have, you know, properties. And so maybe I could talk to my husband and, you know, we can negotiate something.
Okay. Is he home currently? Is he home now?
No, he actually left for work.
Okay. Well, that would be a good idea to have him on the phone so I can explain to you guys together. When do you think I can give you a call back?
So I think tomorrow would be a good day since it's a Friday, and, you know, but you're gonna have to call around, I don't know what city or state you're in. So you would have to call around, you know, 12 o'clock my time.
Well, Laura, I'm here in Florida, but I buy properties all over. So
Okay.
I can give you a call back. But just to let you know, I buy, like I said, I buy properties cash, or I buy them in other ways, in terms or creatively.
Hmm.
When your husband on the phone, I'll be able to explain to you guys when y'all both together.
Okay. That sounds fair.
So I'll give you a call back. So is this the right number to give you a call on?
Yes, absolutely.
And do you have an email address I can contact you?
No, because my email address is basically my junk email.
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, Laura, well, hey, it was nice talking to you, and I look forward to talking to you and your husband tomorrow.
Okay, great. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
all right.
Click.
Cool. There's
All
about
right,
2
I
minutes.
kind of jumped off the track a little bit, so go ahead and.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, there was 2 minutes left, but yeah, what was her motivation?
She didn't have none.
She didn't have any. And then, even without no motivation, what was her timeline?
She didn't have a time. She wasn't even motivated to sell, so she really didn't have a sense of urgency to sell.
Okay, cool. And then what was the condition of the property?
I mean, the way she explained it was it needed some little work, light work.
Got you. Give me one. Hey, Ace, quiet. Start there. So check this out. So one way, right? Like, it's cool for some people to, like, everybody makes decisions with their spouses, right? Here's some stuff I learned in the car business and like with Grant Cardone and stuff. But like, the reality is spouses make decisions together most of the time, right? But at the same time, do spouses know what their spouse like though, or what they don't like? So what's a good question to ask? Hey, Laura, what's your spouse's name? So you have that name down, right? So the next time you have that, so you also have it for title already, but you know how to care for the family on the next call or even present. Oh, Laura says, hey, his name's John. Okay, cool. Laura, how long have you and John been together for? 20 years. Wow, that's amazing. Must have been a little bit crazy, but that's so amazing. Congratulations on that. I just wanted to ask you, because you guys been together for so long and I've been with my spouse for so long. Typically at this point, I can go to the store, know what she likes, pick it up for her. She doesn't know that I'm going to bring her a surprise, and then she will love it. Are you guys kind of the same? Like sometimes you go to the store, don't have to call each other to make a quick decision? Yeah, we can do that. So in a scenario, if I were to give you a number that made sense to you, would it make sense to him? Yeah, so let's just talk this out, because what if if you know your husband, if I give you a number that doesn't make sense, then I don't even need to call you guys back because I know it's not going to work. Right? Did I now get into there more? Did I now push further?
Yes.
Most women make most decisions in the household without their
That's true.
spouse.
Well, what happens is the woman can make the decision on their own, but the man has to ask the wife. A woman could say, yes, I'll do it, and then we're not mad about it, but they'll get mad at us if we make a decision.
Right.
Yeah.
The way it works. It's the way it works. So, but yeah. So Rob, that could have been, something you could have rolled into. Well, now that you guys know, that's another skill, another tactic you can use on that part. But you did a good job for the time you had and everything, that all the information you were given. Wasn't too motivated. Didn't really have a timeline. You basically called her out of the blue. She didn't really know about selling it or wanting to. So you did a good job for what information you had and what type of seller she was.
Well,
Thank you, Rob.
well, right when I heard that she wasn't motivated, I just said, let me just keep pressing forward. Maybe she'll keep talking.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Does anybody have any feedback for Rob?
All right, let's go, guys. Don't be nice.
Feel free to speak your mind, guys. We're comfortable here. I speak a shitload, and I only hear like 5 people speaking here, really.
Can I just say something? I think that Rob would have been probably good at asking a little bit more questions about, like the timeline. Like I don't know. I think because I'm more on the aggressive side like that, like, oh, well, would you consider like 30-day close, or I don't know. that's where Carlos, I'm aggressive and I'm not compassionate. Like, and I think that, you know, when it came to the bathroom, when I said the bathroom needed to be renovated, he had an open opportunity as to, oh, well, what about the windows? How are the windows, you know, have they been, you know, are they newer windows? I don't know. That's just how I feel. What about the floor in the house? Because I didn't mention anything. I just said the bathrooms and you know, homeowners lie. They lie. Everybody will tell you that. Like, oh, well, if you're going to buy my house, sight unseen, right? I'll tell you stuff. And I could leave stuff out, right?
Right.
So I don't know. That's just my feeling is, you know, ask a little bit more questions, but I don't know. Carlos, I don't know how you feel about that because I'm more aggressive on that side.
Yeah, no, for sure. The whole goal is this, like in sales, we're always taught always be closing, but it was more of an aggressive thing. Right here, it's the same thing, like always be closing, but it's not to be aggressive, meaning you're walking from point A to point B, meaning point B is trying to get to the end zone, right? Your goal, no matter their story, don't ever get disturbed. That's why I always tell you guys, stick to the foundation, stick to the basics. No matter where the story goes, acknowledge it, fact find, but walk to the end zone as far as you can on every phone call. That's going to be your goal. You don't want to let go, right? And maybe because I stumbled a little bit or you know, you don't know as much, well, that's what's going to stop you. And that's where we're able to catch you and show you what to do next. But yeah, you want to fact find, you know, how she said, you know, she asked you asked her a question and she said the restrooms or floors or whatever. When I asked, do you hear me talk about, hey, how are the mechanics of the house? The plumbing, the electrical work, the HVAC system, the roof, how is that all working? And then I hear about it. Okay, the 20-year roof, that needs replacing. That's how I respond. I don't say, oh, okay, that's a good roof. I need to replace. What about the HVAC system? Plumbing. Okay, I'm gonna have to replace that, right? So you start, in their mind, they're starting to see the discounts come off because I'm gonna have to pay for that, right? And then I ask them, instead of how's the condition, you start off with how's the condition, you hear it, and then say, cool, in the last 3 years, have you renovated the floors, the kitchens, and the restrooms? So then I can get that up to 22 standards. No, I haven't. Okay, I'll need to get into 22 standards to get the maximum. Without having to say the things that you're going to say for them to be like, you don't need to get it all the way up there to get the maximum. You can get it right here at the maximum. No, you can't. But they're going to try to sell you, right? You know, buyers are liars and sellers are worse type of thing. Well, that's the truth, right? So I just think that you could ask a little bit more questions and fact find a little bit.
Hey, Carlos.
What's up, yo? How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
When you answer a question, you want to ask the question because she was an aggressive seller. She didn't have anything to lose. She wasn't feeling any pain. So it was, you know, neither here nor there for her. So she was feeling really comfortable. She was asking a lot of questions. And the way that you want to maintain control of the conversation is when you answer her question, then you follow up with a question. And that's how you maintain control. You know, if she's continually asking questions, then, you know, you're going to be interrogated and, you know, you can lose your authority.
Right. All right.
The one who controls the conversation does win, right? And that's why you always hear me sound like I'm always controlling her, even if I'm having a good time with them. I'm always asking more questions. I'm fact finding, you know, it's part of the game. I feel you're right.
It's good to be
Good
here.
job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Let's move on to the next round, guys. Who's going to be the next buyer for me?
Yeah.
Michael, I saw you got all excited. What did you get done? You got something?
Yeah, I just got off the phone with this guy in North Carolina. He's in a particular situation where he has this property that he needs to sell. Went through a divorce and his wife and daughter moved to Virginia. So then he moved with her. He had this project property he's working on and he just left it. And he kind of needs to get rid of it because it's, you know, a burden on him. He's interested, cash offer wouldn't work. because his mortgage is right about what the cash offer I made. So he's interested in a sub 2 seller finance
Okay.
takeover. Yeah.
So he's open to a conversation?
Yeah, and I actually told him that I would get you on the phone because I explained it to him like in layman's terms, but he was like, yeah, I'd be interested in going deeper with that. So I was like, okay, well, then I'll call in the expert.
Okay, cool. Where's this at?
You want the address?
I don't know, you could just tell me like the city.
Oh, this is in Knightdale, North Carolina. I don't even know where that's at.
Nice. Okay, cool. And so did you kind of get like all like the meat and potatoes of the deal? Like, hey, what does he want for basically everything?
Yeah, I got it all.
Cool. Maybe we can call that up in a little bit when we go live calls.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
cool. Who wants to be a buyer?
I
If
can,
you're on my acquisitions team, I want to hear people jumping up.
I can go, Carlos.
I'll do it.
Ace, what are you doing? Come here.
Yep.
Come out. All right, I'm gonna put my who wants to be the buyer? My dad's a market.
I'll do it.
All right, who's gonna be the seller?
I can be the seller.
All right, same exact scenarios as far as ARV, build out, bed and bath count, and square foot. I'm gonna start the timer in 5 seconds, okay? After that, I'll pass off on you and you guys do a ring ring for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go for it.
Ring, ring.
Hello, who is this?
Hey, how you doing, sir? This is Jose Perdomo from Property Solutions. I'm looking for the house owner of 123 Main Street.
Yeah, how can I help you?
Yes, hello. I'm wondering if you were selling your house, 123 Main Street. Excuse me.
What's your offer?
Excuse me?
You got an offer for me?
Do I have an offer? I will if I can ask you a couple of questions before I actually do make your offer I could give you a fair offer.
Yeah, well, let's get started.
Okay, cool. What's the conditions of the house?
Condition, I mean, I live there. I mean, it's in livable shape.
It's a little bit safe. So would you say in the last 2-3 years, have you made any major repairs to the house or anything?
I mean, I'm busy working, man. I don't have time to do that. I mean, man, I live there. I mean, it's in good shape.
I totally get you. I understand. All right, cool. So if I was to go in there, how much work would you say I would need to bring it up to 2023 standards?
Man, I don't really know all that. Only main thing, I'd say, you probably want to, do a little bit of painting and touch up on the floors and stuff. But besides that, it's good to go.
So would you say the electricity and the plumbing, would it need some repairs to it or it could stay like that?
What specifically on the electricity? The lights come on, the toilet flushes. There's no leaks or anything.
Right. But sometimes things get older and they break and stuff. So sometimes you just gotta renew it, bring it up to me.
I haven't really done much work, but everything works good. And as far as the electricity and the plumbing, there's no leaks, no shortages or anything like that.
I totally get it. And what would you say about the roof? Would it need to be fixed or it could stay the way it is?
There's no leaks or anything in the roof. I haven't touched it since I moved there. I haven't.
How long have you lived in the property again?
Lived there about 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How's it been, the neighborhood? Is it all right? You like that living there?
Do I like living there? Yeah, I like living there. It's my
How
home.
has the neighborhood been living in the neighborhood?
You're breaking up a little bit on me. Can you say that again?
I said, how has living in the neighborhood been?
Oh, I mean, the neighborhood, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's no country club or anything, but I mean, it's safe, and I have no issues. I mean, I mean, I still lock my doors at night, but I have no issues living there, and no concerns with my safety.
Okay. You raise your kids there and everything with the wife and kids?
No, it's just me right now, man.
Oh, okay. So what's the reason for you selling?
Well, I mean, you said you were looking to buy it, so I mean, I figured I'd see what you had to say. I mean, I'm pretty open-minded to everything, so I'd see what your offer was.
Oh, okay. So you just saying, well, what could you get for the house? You not really looking to sell.
You could say that.
Okay. Understood. And if we was to go move forward with this transition, what type of time would you need?
I mean, I'd have to pack my stuff up and find a new place. So, I mean, probably a few weeks.
Like a month or 2, 3?
Yeah, probably about a month or 2.
Okay, awesome. So, what would excuse me. Have you ever tried listed with a realtor?
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm really not looking to sell. And you just told me you were trying to make an offer, you were interested. So I figured you'd say what your offer was.
You're absolutely right. So how much would you want for the house, sir?
How much would I want for it? I haven't put too much thought in there, but I mean, I know 2 months ago, my neighbor down the street, they sold theirs for, I believe it was $520,000. I mean, they had it listed at like $490, and they ended up selling it for about $520. So I mean, I think mine's somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, what are you seeing?
Okay. Do you owe this house free and clear?
No, I still have a mortgage on it.
Oh, you still have a mortgage on it. How much is your mortgage for?
How much do I have left on it in total?
No, how much was your mortgage in total? Yeah, how much was, yes.
I think I got about 300, a little over 300,000 on there left.
Gotcha. And how much you got, how much you pay monthly? How often do you?
About 2,500.
2,500. And you said you got what's left is 300,000, right?
Yeah, roughly.
300,000 left. Okay. Do you know what's the rent rate around there?
The rent rate, man, I'm not too sure. I mean, I've lived in that house for 8 years. I mean, I'd assume for that house, I mean, you probably get maybe 2,800 around there for it. I'm not too sure, man. I mean, figured you'd know that, right?
Right. I think it says here for 3,000. I'm looking at it right now. Okay.
Really? And you got an offer for me? I mean, dinner.
Do I have an offer for you? How much would you want to walk away with from this house if you was to sell it, sir? I mean, being in the condition that if me you was to agree on a price, I would have to go on there and definitely put some love into it and fix it up a little bit. I want to say to bring it up to 2023 standards, for we could get the maximum maximum offer, maximum run up in there to create some cash flow. So
What's your offer?
I don't have no offer. I'm just telling you what would I have to do, considering if we was to go move forward on this. So what would you want to walk away with after this deal? Because I'll be taking care of all closing costs, and I will fix it up and bring it up to par.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I haven't really put much thought into it yet, but I mean, I just not trying to get lowballed. I mean, do you really want the house? I mean,
You just no. I really want the house. So you say your buddy sold his for, I mean, 520. You say you wanted 480. Am I mistaken, son? You will be ready to walk away with from there?
I mean, like I said, I mean, I haven't put too much thought. I just know, I mean, my neighbor a few doors down, they sold theirs for 520 a few months ago, and I mean, that was above what they listed it for, around 490.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
I mean, is my house, I mean, not worth that? I mean,
I'm quite sure it is, sir. I'm quite sure it is, but I would definitely have to be like around half of that price right there if I'm gonna do a cash offer.
half? What the hell are you talking about? I mean, trying to screw me over?
No, not at all, sir. In order for I won't go default, I will have to doing the cash. I will have to be around like 240 area.
I'm out now. I gotta give me like 5 minutes, but you guys do a little bit of feedback. I got some stuff to say, but I gotta run and do something really quick. I'll be back in 5. You guys criticize each other, okay? Be good.
All right. Yeah, in order for I can make this deal work for me, I have to be around the 240 area. Is there any way you could meet me close to my number?
240? I mean, I guess you would have to do, I mean, a few repairs, but I mean, still, I mean, that's just seems like a low offer. I mean, I just don't think I could sell for that price, 240.
240, okay. Well, I will have to rule myself out then if we can agree to 240, because like I said, when I come in, I mostly distress properties, and I come in and I fix them up and I bring them up to standards to get the absolute most money that I could out of it. With your situation, since you saying 240 doesn't work for you, why don't you put some money into it and
Might be what to do. I mean, because 240 ain't gonna cut it. I mean, that's, you know, I'd rather just try and put some money into it myself. I mean, but yeah, I mean, 240 is not gonna work. But yeah, I appreciate you talking to me. But yeah, I still want to make a little bit of money, a little bit of profit on there. I mean, yeah, 240 ain't gonna work.
There's other ways that I could get your property though, sir. Me being that I could come in, I could definitely go in there paying your mortgage off, and then I'll give you a monthly.
Yo, what's cracking? Are you guys are still role playing?
Yeah.
No, we were done. We had those 10 minutes, and then you guys are just I had just to run outside to grab something real quick. But yeah, no, you ran out of time. Those 10 minutes. That's why we're doing 10-minute windows so everybody can get their turns in. The urgency. And so I was gone. I just said, hey, you guys can, criticize each other, like give your sales some feedback or whatnot. But here I'll do the feedback just so we can keep it moving forward. You did good trying to structure yourself, right? Asking questions and whatnot, but I believe you rolled into listing it before getting a cash price. Is that right? Does that sound right? Does everybody remember that or no?
Yeah, he did.
You did, right? And so Jake's like not a motivated seller, right? We're bothering him out of his day. So like how you avoid things like this before you start getting into the whole motivation and everything after you ask them what's the reason. Remember how I always tell you guys set expectations. I may or may not be your buyer, things like that, right? Or hey, just to let you know what my business model is. I look for properties that need a little bit of work so I can get them at a little bit of a discount, put money into it, and then throw it on the market for a profit. Are you looking to sell to my business model? Or are you looking just to throw this on the market for full price, right? And that's how you skip out going 10, 20 minutes into a conversation because you can't overcome you're not supposed to, it's not really about overcoming everybody. It's just about seeing if you can align their goals to what they're trying to achieve. And so if you could ask that question and Jake were to respond, yeah, no, if I sold this, I would rather this be fucking full market price, right? Because most people are going to want to do that. Now you just skip through almost everything. And then if you'd like, you can tell them, yeah, listing is the best way to go to get all cash. The only way that I can pay like a listing price would be terms. You kind of bring it up, but more or less he's not going to work with it. That would have been like the fastest way to figure out if he was down to work with your business model or not,
Okay.
You have any questions?
Um,
And anything you got stuck with? What threw you off?
I don't know. I've just been off all day, so it's
It happens, man. People come. There are days like that for me too. So, sometimes the mindset that we can get into sometimes will throw off our game, So it's all Gucci, man. But yeah, remember always to first try to match their energy. So if he's pretty straightforward, be straightforward with him back. It's not going to get his feelings hurt because that's the way he is, right? So, oh, no, I don't know. You called me. Yeah, I did call you. I'm looking to buy a house. Oh, well, I mean, you're bothering me. You're wasting my time. How am I bothering you? I'm actually trying to give you a number that you might like, right? You see how I'm just matching his energy? So you want to match energies. You want to match that too. It makes it much easier to go through. Or that's what there's a lot of things. That's why it's not just 4 pillars. You set expectations, see if they're willing to work with your business model. Match energies. Rule out cash, right? You didn't even get to that part. You rolled into listing it and then renovating it. And so just stick to your guns, right? Stick to the basics that I repeat here every day. Stick to the basics. The pillars, set your expectations, fact find, move forward. If those expectations don't work, if your business model doesn't work, cool. I don't think you're gonna have a problem listing it and selling it. Have a good one. And it's okay to hang up a phone call that even on a role play. If it doesn't make sense, just hang it up. You did a good job.
okay. Quick question: like when you're going through the pillars, do you always have to do it always in the same order, like motivation, condition, timeline, and price?
I do for a certain reason. Right? As you start getting proficient, it becomes easier. But how are you gonna get a good price if somebody has no motivation, right? So that's how you first even find out if they're gonna work with you. You don't want to start with the condition of the house. You want to. Well, here's one way that I avoid that. Oh, I don't know. You called me. Like when you ask them, why are you selling? Well, I don't know. You called me. I don't have a sign up. I always tell them, even I think Chris called me on that. I was like, hey, I'm opening up my laptop right now so I can look at your address. Catch me up to speed on why you want to sell it while I'm waiting for my laptop to catch you, right? Whatever it is. I always tell them, hey, I'm pulling up on my laptop. Catch me up to speed. And that almost avoids that. Well, I don't know. You're calling me scenario, right? So okay. I go into the 4 pillars like this, and I always write them down in the same order too when I do this for you guys. But I always go motivation. What got you considering selling the house? You find out there's real motivation there. Dig into that, and you find when you're already done with the motivation. Hey, so if we were to come to an agreement today, what type of time frame do you need to sell this house, right? And he said, hey, 30, a couple weeks. And then you went on and said, so you need a month, 2 months, 3 months, but he only said a couple weeks. So you should have responded 30 days or less, right? That works. Because he said a couple weeks. He didn't say a couple months, but you proceeded to go, what, 2 months, 3 months? That's not how it works. And then you roll into the condition. The reason why I like going into the condition, so then I'm at that point where I already found out they're open to sell to our model. There's the timeline of when we can buy it. Now, once you find out the condition of it, how I asked for, maybe you'd ask for the number up front. And they said, I don't know, you're calling me. So then you go back to the timeline, you go to the condition. Okay, cool. So after speaking to you about the condition of the property and knowing that I'm going to have to put some money into this, what are you looking to get out of it? So I went from condition straight to the price. So then I can hear their price if they finally give it to me. Most of the time they will if you go that route. But if they don't, then it's time for you to make your offer the way that I teach you guys. It needs work. What are people buying at? 50 to 60%. So if you guys are in here pitching higher numbers, first off, you guys aren't probably learning if you're jumping in here, because I'm not teaching you guys that shit. Not that I'm not saying like anything bad to you, just say I'm saying this like in general. But I go into the price, and then once the price doesn't work, because you're going to pitch them what actually works for your business model, not what sounds good to them. It's what works for your business model. And so you pitch that number. And if then that doesn't work, when they say, oh, hell no, that number doesn't work, I got you. I follow up with a question like this. Well, how close to that number can you get to? Because that's the number that actually works for me. And I could just see if it were, whatever number you shoot next to that, maybe it'll work for me. Carlos, I'm not going to get anywhere near that. Or, you know what, I'll drop it another 20, 30 grand. Yep. You know what? Still not going to work for me. Hey, man. Then I roll into the next one. Have you thought about listing it? And then his response was, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking about it. Right. So, okay, cool. So that's also a reason why you wanted to set the expectations up front and ask him if he works with your business model, because then you could have skipped the that question listing it. Right. So a couple of things you just got to just remember to do. Really, you're doing fine. You're doing a good job asking questions, but stick to the structure. Stick to your structure until you can perfect it, until you master it. Just stick to the basics and everything you do. Stick to the basics. It's gonna get you there.
All right, good looking.
Cool. I wanna get a buyer turn. All right, my man. All right, Sam, you're gonna be the buyer, okay?
Yeah, man.
Cool. I need a seller.
You be the seller? All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to roll pretty. Wait, what's
Yeah.
up? Go ahead.
I need a seller, and Sam will be the buyer. Who's gonna be the seller here?
I need somebody who can.
Who said that? Marco?
Yeah, this is Marco.
All right, cool. I was gonna say, Sam,
Marco.
you be the seller and be the buyer, but it's impossible. Cool. Marco. Yeah, you run it, Marco. So Marco, 500,000 is gonna be the ARV of a property. It's up to you to decide if you want, 480 or 350 or 600 for it. The build out of the house is 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,000 square feet. That's if Sam decides to bring it up, that's on him. But that's basically it. So Sam, I'm gonna go ahead in 5 seconds. I'm gonna put on the timer. You have 10 minutes to walk through the exact foundation that we have here in the structure. And
Hey,
if you
what's-
run out of time, you run out of time. No worries.
What's the criteria? 500K.
500K,
14.
yeah, that's what like the market value is.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, cool. So in 5 seconds,
All right,
your
yeah.
guys can go live. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go for it.
All right, ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Marco?
Yeah, this is him. Who's this?
Hey, Marco, this is Sam. I'm just a local home buyer here in the area. I drove by your property over there on 123 Main Street, and I just wanted to reach out and see if you'd consider selling that property there.
Yeah, that's my property. I haven't considered selling it, but do you have an offer for me?
Yeah, sure. I can give you an offer. I'll go ahead right here and pull it up on Zillow so I can double check the information on there is correct. You got a second to go over that? I probably caught you at a bad time.
No, I got a few minutes.
You got a few minutes? Awesome, man. Well, as I'm pulling that up, catch me up to speed on it. What's going on with that property there?
Well, it's a pretty decent sized property. It's vacant as of right now. I had a renter in it. I used to rent it out. But I want to retire pretty soon, and it's not really something that I want to take in charge of. Changing toilets and lights and little things that they keep calling about. So it's been vacant for a few months. So I haven't really thought what I'm going to do with it yet.
Yeah, you're just looking to kind of dump it, get rid of it, and move on, huh?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure. Might hold on to it for a little bit longer. See,
Uh-oh. Hey, man, you went on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I haven't thought about selling it yet, but I'll be open to it. What do you got in mind?
Great, man. Okay, before we go into that, after you sell it, man, you got a plan for the money? What you trying to do after you sell that property?
Who knows? Probably move to Mexico and retire down there.
Okay, yeah, move to Mexico to retire. That's awesome, man. Go live on the beach, do some fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Go to Cabo or something. Ensenada.
Awesome. Okay, so about the general condition, HVAC, plumbing, roof, stuff like that. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Does it need anything?
It hasn't had any major upgrades recently. The last thing I went to go look at it when I kicked the renters out, it needs a little cleanup. It has some stains, a few holes in the wall and stuff. But
okay, so a little bit of TLC.
Yeah, just TLC. But other than that, everything else is pretty solid.
Gotcha. And in the last 3 years, have the floors been changed, the kitchen, the restrooms, any updating, stuff like that?
No updating. Carpet in the rooms, tile in the kitchen and stuff. So
okay, yeah, so it needs to be updated a little bit.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and you said the HVAC, the plumbing, the roof, the electrical, all that stuff is good. Nothing needs attention. Is that right?
Yeah. Leaks, no leaks, nothing crazy.
Gotcha. Okay, and I'm assuming you want to get this sold as quick as possible.
That would be nice. Yeah, if I can get it off my hands, you give me a good price.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, to give you a price, I mean, do you have an offer? Do you have something? What are you trying to get rid of it? What are you trying to walk away with?
I really want like at least 500 for it.
At least 500. Okay, and do you have a mortgage on it?
There is a mortgage on it. I think there's about 250 left.
About 250. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. And what about the houses in the market? I mean, in the houses next to it, you see houses that are being sold. What are they going for?
They're probably going for like 580, 600.
580 to 600.
Yeah, that's what the neighborhood's going for right now. So that's why I figured 500 is a pretty good price. So
okay, got you. Yeah. Okay. Well, my offer, I don't know if I'll be able to. So you're asking 250, you said?
No, I'm asking 5. There's 250 left on the mortgage.
That's right. Okay, my apologies. So you're asking 500. So I actually I'm looking around the properties in the area, and I'm seeing about 500,000 is what those houses are going for fixed up. So in order to give you 500 and fix up the property, I would be upside down in it as an investor, and that really wouldn't work for my business model. I'd have to go in, fix it up, put in some holding costs, pay the realtors, and do all that. So I probably wouldn't be able to give you a retail price. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Oh, you're an investor. You want to flip it?
Yeah. So my business model is I either go in, I'm looking for something I could fix up and flip for a profit, or rent and pocket cash flow. So, I probably need to be around about 250. How does that sound to you? Can you do 250?
How much?
I can give you 250.
250. Oh, that's kind of low. I'm not making any money on that.
Yeah, that's just, that's what would work for me. I can't tell you how to sell your property. But so that'd probably rule me out as a cash buyer. If you can't come down to 250, what would the closest number to that be?
I mean, to fix it up and clean it. I mean, I'm not an investor or anything, but I do go to Home Depot a good amount of time, and I think you can probably do it for like 50 grand. So maybe 450 4:30 to show you some love.
Okay, so you can come down to 4:30.
Yeah, I'll be open to that.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably still not gonna work. Just for my business plan, I won't be able to make any money off of that as an investor, and I won't be living in the property. Why haven't you listed it with a realtor? You'd be able to get a lot more money for it.
Because I haven't had time to go and fix it up yet. It's just
Yeah.
been a few months. And to rent it out, it's kind of a headache. I didn't really want to rent it out, but if I'm not gonna make any money selling it, it kind of makes me think maybe I should just try and fix it and rent it out again. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, you might just go ahead and fix it and rent it out again yourself.
Maybe because if I'm gonna sell it for $250 and make no dollars on it, then that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't
Right.
make dollars,
Yeah, I completely understand that. I wouldn't want you to do that. Now, if you put your money into it and try to rent it out, would you be able to get to Mexico?
Not yet. Maybe not yet. No, actually, no, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something to consider. But as far as the cash price, I won't be able to, give you a cash price for it. But however, that's not the only way I buy properties. I could also go on terms. I could come up to your price of 430 if you're able to give me the terms I need.
I see.
And you-
Yeah, because if I sell it for $250, that still won't leave me any money to go to Mexico as well. Well,
Right.
what terms? What do you mean?
So terms is basically, I make you the bank. You go finance a truck. It's kind of like the same thing. You're paying payments on that truck. You borrow the money from the bank. You own the truck, but you're paying payments to the bank. So I basically make you the bank. How's that sound?
How much payments you want to give me?
What's your mortgage
So I owe $250 on it. Oh, mortgage a month will be
monthly?
$1,200.
How much?
1,200.
1,200.
1,200. Yep.
Okay. And what were you renting it out for?
I was renting it out for about $1,650.
1,650
Yeah, 1,650.
as is. Okay. So if I go in and put money into it, what's the market rent?
The market rent right now actually went up a little bit. I think people are paying anywhere from $1,700 to $1,800.
Okay. So I'll go with 1,700 on the rent.
on the
So
rent.
if I took over your mortgage and paid you 1,200 and I rented out for 1,800, that's $600 spread, and I just need a cash flow. That's all I need. So if I'm able to take over your mortgage and pay you 1,200, we can do that.
I see. Can you give me a down payment?
Yeah. What do you need?
Half down, 50%.
50% down of 250.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. That would be 125. I mean, what would you need in order to get to Mexico?
125.
You would need 125. Okay. Are you trying to buy a house down there?
Yeah, a little condo out there.
Gotcha. A little condo. And that's a down payment. You need 125.
They go for about 80,000. So I figured 80,000, and then the rest, it's 40,000. I can be out there a couple of years.
Okay. Gotcha.
I gotta have some money for the ladies.
I hear you, man. All right. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to do 50% down. What's the closest number from, I would think maybe I could give you 20 money
20%.
down, and yeah, I can give you 20% of that.
20% of 250 or 120.
20% of 250. And what would you need on that house in Mexico? Are you trying to pay cash for it?
Yeah, I have to be trying to be cash, so that way I have no payments.
Gotcha. Okay, so you don't want any payment.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So how much down payment can you give me? 20%?
So here's what I can do. If you agree to go, if you can actually make that work, and we can, get you over to Mexico and get you in that house. You said it goes for about 80. So I can give you the 20% down on 250. So that'd be 50 grand that I can give to you. You can go ahead, put that down on the condo, and in 7 years, once I balloon you out on this house, you can go ahead and pay off that mortgage. And then at the same time, you're still cash flowing 1,200. So remember, you don't have an actual payment on that house because I'm paying you 1,200 a month. And you'll make a lot more money that way.
I see. Okay.
You know, so I could come up to your 430. I can give you the 20% down on the rest of your mortgage, and I'm also paying you $1,200 a month. And in 7 years, I'll balloon you out, pay you the rest of it, and then you'll be living free and clear. Your cash flow will go away because I'll balloon you out, but now your house is paid off. Plus, you'll have, I don't know, 100,000 left in your pocket.
I see. Well, you said something about the bank, and the bank charges interest. Am I gonna be able to charge you interest?
I mean, you're the bank, so it's really up to you. Now that's going to change my cash flow, but it's something we can talk about.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, I gotta think about it. If you can email me like numbers, I'm pretty sure we can probably make something work out.
Yeah, I can email it. I mean, are you married?
No, I'm divorced.
Divorced? Okay. So there's nobody that, you'll need to talk to about this. There's no power of attorney or anything like that.
No.
Gotcha. Okay. See, I could send over some paperwork, but usually I talk to people about this stuff, every day. And typically whenever they say, they need more time to think about it, they usually don't have all the information, and what they say is a confused mind will always say no. So if you're trying to, find more information on it, I'm probably the best guy to ask. So, I'm here for you. If you have any questions about what's going on, I want to make sure you have all the right answers. So is there anything else I can, answer for you?
No, I think I have all the information I needed. I just have to sleep on it and see, what I.
You just need to sleep on it. You just need to sleep on it?
Yeah, I just need to sleep on it to see what.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, like if you really don't want to do this as well, I may not be the buyer for you. And if you really don't want to do this, you can tell me no. That's completely fine. Do you really want to sell the property?
I do. It's just sitting there, so I do need to get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay. So what's stopping you from making a decision today?
Let me see. Not much, I guess. I have all the information I need.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can make a decision today, I could send you, the purchase agreement, just so you know what the terms and whatever I say sticks. But you're not obligated in any way to actually go through with the sale. It's just, to give me and you peace of mind. They typically don't make decisions like this on the first round, so it's just really to make sure that you know what's going on and you can get it in your hands. And we can go over that. I can have you sign it, so that way you can give it to your attorney and have them go over it, whatever you need to do. But I'd like to send that contract over to you as well, the purchase agreement and the email. So what's your email again?
My email is marco777@yahoo.com.
Gotcha. marco77@yahoo.com. Okay. I'll go ahead and send that over to you, and I'll give you a call tomorrow, man, so we can go over that. I'd like to go over it with you so you know actually what's going on in the email. Is that okay?
That makes sense, because then I can look over what you're sending, get more clarity, ask
exactly.
a couple more questions, then yeah, that sounds great.
Oh. Yep, we'll get more clarity and go from there. Thank you so much, Marco, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. How about 7 o'clock? Is that okay?
That works perfect.
Call you about 7. Thank you so much, Marco. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Quick. What do you guys think?
What time was that? Was that still under 10 minutes?
No, I had jumped in and said time, but I don't think you guys heard me. But it was really good shit. So I just wanted to see how you're going to end it, because that's the way you do it. That's the way you stick to the structure, how I teach it. That's the way it should sound. He matched his energy. He went through the motivation, the pillar. He reminded a lot of stuff. That's the way you do the job. Good shit, Sam. Good shit. He's TTP, not creative finance, and he sounded like a fucking professional sub-2 student. He's TTP, not creative finance student. Just to let you guys know that.
And I learned all that shit from this group. TTP is good, but I learned all that shit from this group right here. Thank you, Carlos.
Good job, bro.
Hey,
that was
and I
excellent.
want more critique. If y'all see, if I forgot anything, please tell me, because I'm writing all this shit down.
You were
I
on
think you did a
point.
great job.
I think so too. You were on point. You were like, bang, bang, bang. Who shut you down?
Thank you.
That's the way to do it though. That's where this is how I like to see things, you know, and everybody has the same opportunity. He's writing things down here, memorize it. Chris is at that level too. He's really good. Stick to the structure. Everybody teaches. TTP has role play, Sub 2 has role play, but it's the people teaching the role play and the live calls that have different structures. And I just learned how to do the things my way. And I've learned on my way up too to add and adjust. But when I'm able to teach that type of shit to somebody, and you hear how he sounded, how long did it sound like he's been doing this for a long time, right? Like it sounded like he knew what the fuck he was talking about, because first he does now know because it's been some time, but that right there to me was very proficient for you not being a sub 2 student, and then you're not really even role playing that much in here anyways. You're not like all the time role playing. That's just behind the scenes. That's how you know he's doing well, because I don't really see him jump in here and do role play, and you guys don't. It's like, so that's just him putting in the work behind the scenes. But congrats, man. I just wanted to give the credit to where it's due, because you did a really good job.
Thank you.
Cool. Good shit. All right, let's work on some live calls. You guys down?
Do it.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Let me see who I'm gonna call. I have one of Michael's leads I gotta call real quick. Second. Just call Michael real quick. Yo, just quick question. Just run this over before I call him.
Yeah.
Cash offer is 170, but he owes 150.
Right, yeah.
Okay, and he wanted the 170.
No, he doesn't want the cash offer. So I'm pretty sure he has a renovation loan on it as well, which is because he has a monthly renovation payment, you know.
Okay.
On top of his mortgage. So the 170 didn't work.
Gotcha.
And he's already working with an agent. He doesn't like her. She's not on the market yet, because she's telling him.
Yeah, I don't like her either. I don't even know her.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, well, have a good dinner with your parents-in-law, mother-in-law, whoever you're going with, man. And I'll go ahead and call this up, and it's recorded. Okay, so you can catch the recording. No, I appreciate you. Thanks, man. Bye. Good night. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and put this address down and all right, I'm about to go jump on this call. Do you have any questions, guys, before I jump on this phone call? Anything I can answer?
Nope.
All right, I'm just waiting for him to send me the address real quick. Were you guys able to hear him, Michael, or no?
Not really.
I couldn't hear him.
All right, cool. I mean, because it wasn't next to like the microphone. I was just curious of how far the phone you're able to hear.
I got a call for you too after that one, Carlos.
Cool. Let's make some money.
That's awesome.
I'm doing TTP tomorrow morning, coaching TTP tomorrow in creative finance.
Nice. Dude, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, if I crush it, just like how we crush it right here, dude, we're gonna be coming down the wholesale hotline and the Wholesale Geek podcast as a regular.
What do you mean if?
That's right. I just need people to answer my call. I just need people to answer the call. That's all it is. And then we fucking
Call me, I'll sell you a house.
Yeah. I'll call you and Josh. Just tell me.
Call Willie. Call Willie.
Yeah, Willie's the best. That's what.
Sure.
Okay. Here, I got the address. Charles. Put yourself on mute. Hey, what's up, Chuck? This is Carlos. You had spoken with my associate, Nick.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm really good, man. How about yourself?
Thank you.
That's good. I'm just bringing up your address real quick. I'm on my laptop. Is it 5509 Sandy Run?
Yes.
55 Sandy Nightdale? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Hey, Maui. No. Maui. Sorry about that. Hey. Give me one second. Oh, my dog's in my room. Hey, Maui, stop it. I'm on the phone. If he understands, right?
Yeah.
So I'm bringing up the laptop, but you know, I kind of understood where we were at. He had given you a cash offer of 170 and told me that didn't work with you for the fact that you had a mortgage in place for around 150 grand. And then what was that payment to your mortgage with their principal, interest, tax, and insurance?
Yeah, it was
944. And then he said something about you have another payment to like a renovation loan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that payment is what?
So
385. So you're paying.
and the balance on that's about 35,000.
Okay, so you're paying 944 a month plus 385, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the loan amount is around 35,000, you said?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're paying a little bit over 1,300 bucks a month on there. Is this a primary residence or are you renting this thing out?
Right now my sister is living in the house, but she's not paying me any rent because she doesn't have a job. So basically she's moving out whenever I sell the house.
Gotcha. So you're just being a good brother, helping her out for now, but you're out looking to sell.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How long has she been there?
Actually, she's been in the house for 4 years. I've had the house for 6, and she came to live with me 4 years ago, and been sort of taking care of her for that period of time. Except for I needed to move, and she couldn't.
Got you. So you're a good brother, man. I have a good family. My mom taught us well, and we take care of each other as well. But so you kind of just been paying your own mortgage and letting her live there for the last few years that you have been there.
Yeah, basically.
So how long have you not been there while she's been there? How long has that been?
Actually, I just moved to Virginia a little over a month ago.
Oh, so you just recently just moved out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you made like your first payment besides your new payment to your house. So you today was like this month was like the first month that you made 2 payments kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha, man. Okay, cool. What is the market rent for a property like this one, if there were to be, like market rent, I guess, like if it's a little bit touched up and renovated?
That's a good question because right now in the Raleigh area, just 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom places, apartments are going for $1,600-1,700 a month. I have no idea how much a house would go out there. Maybe 1,800, maybe up to 2,000. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm just bringing it up on my laptop, just taking a look at it. So since you haven't been there just for a month, the condition of the house, you bought it 6 years ago. Is everything like original from when you bought it, or has there been some upgrades?
Oh no, I redid the entire outside of the house. So it's got new siding, new windows, new doors. There's going to be a new roof put in at the 1st of October.
When did you do all the windows and the doors?
2 years ago.
Okay, those are good. And then what about like the mechanics of this house, like the HVAC system, the plumbing, electrical? Give me one second. You have dogs?
Yeah. No, not anymore. My sister had a dog. I have cats.
Oh, okay, I got four dogs and they're all males and then it's eating time, so they're all being a little aggressive with each other. Yeah, be a good boy. Sorry about that, and thank you for your time. Okay, so what I see is you owe roughly 150 plus 135, so that's 185. You're paying around $1,300 a month, and then you have a second mortgage now, or are you renting out where you live?
I'm renting where I live.
Okay, got you. And then market rent more or less for a condo, 16, 17. So a house could be more than that, is what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you put in new windows, new doors, a new roof is coming in on the beginning of October. What about, since buying the house, are the floors original, the kitchen and the restrooms?
The kitchen is the original floor. The rest of the house, I put laminate in the rest of the house.
When you moved in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then I know that Michael said he brought up another way that we buy properties when we can't buy it cash. We buy them on terms. Did he kind of more or less break down how that works?
Yeah. So you'd ask about the HVAC. That's the big problem with the house is the HVAC died last spring after 37 years of use.
Okay.
And I didn't have the 16 grand to get it fixed up.
So is there no HVAC in there right now?
No, we have window units in for cooling
Mm-hmm.
and
No
maybe
heating?
spacing, but no heating.
Okay. Just the fireplace, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so we definitely need that in there. Okay, so I guess since there's already 185 in debt and everything, what are you looking to achieve on this? What are you looking to sell this for if I were to be able to buy it on terms?
I was hoping to get 265, 270 out of it.
So those numbers, I'm trying to look at the market. Did you get those from seeing houses sell recently or?
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually had, I was trying to refinance before my move, but that didn't go through. And the appraisal was at 312 for the property.
What did
But
you,
then I know
how long ago was that?
There's, what's that?
How long ago did you get that appraisal?
That was in July.
Okay, so a few months. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit different now. And you're kind of aware a little bit about the market going with what's going on with the real estate prices, like how we just had like that big drop in gas and everything. And so things are kind of like, the only thing that's really going up is the interest rates on homes for homeowners, but everything else is coming down, you know?
I hired a realtor and they finally got some numbers back to me and they have it listed at like 298.
298. What are you looking to net after you pay them out if you were to sell it, if that were to be the price it gets sold at? What are you looking to net, like walk away after you're paying all your commissions and whatnot, fees?
I was hoping to net about 235.
If we didn't use, I'm not an agent and I don't look to be, I work with agents when I fix and flip properties, but I don't typically purchase properties with them. I try to avoid paying that commission. And anyways, it comes out of your pocket, not mine. But I could, we don't have to use an agent if you're willing to work with that, and I can pay you that number you're looking for. So like you can still net that. The thing is, since it would be on terms, it works like kind of like when you're going into like a car dealership or like the bank to get your mortgage. They ask you for like a little bit of money down and then make payments over time. And I know a car is like 3 to 5 to 7 years, and a mortgage is like up to 30. So it could be anywhere between like buying a car and like an actual house. So like if we're to buy this from you, what type of like time frame are you willing to work with me on to pay you back?
I know I'm going to be here in Virginia 8 to 10 years. Kind of an interesting story behind that, but basically I committed myself to about 8 to 10 years because of my daughter.
What a nice commitment. You're out there. She lives out there now?
Yeah, she's in high school here. She has 4 years of high school left. And I'm a professor at a local university, and at the university she wants to go to.
Oh, how cool. So you might even be her professor. Is she going to jump into, the field that you teach?
No, but she would have to take a chemistry course, which I do teach, in order to go into the field she wants to go into.
Oh, got you. So you teach chemistry? What's going on?
Yeah.
Nice. I learned a little bit when I was younger. I attempted to be a firefighter, but I was a little bit too wild, so I couldn't really. I was as responsible. But I took a lot of chemistry, learned about fire and everything, and then I also breed dogs, and so I had to learn about chemistry and how that works too. So it's a pretty cool subject. It was kind of hard at first. Not really like the smartest person. Why I just buy houses a lot easier. It's not rocket science. Yours is more like rocket science. Yeah. So if I'm able to do $235,000, what type of money? Because I'm gonna concur a lot of fees like renovation and closing costs. I'll pay for all that, the closing costs, and I need to put an HVAC system and stuff like that. What type of money down on the 235 would work to maybe, like I don't know exactly what your goals are with some of the money you need, but what is there like a certain number that you do need?
Well, let me think this through. I want to give my sister some money because she's going to have to move out.
Okay.
So I want a little money for her, and I want enough cash to pay off my car.
How much is your car?
I owe about $11,000 on my car, and I'd like to give my sister about $5,000.
So roughly 16,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I could buy it for 235,000, and I could put $16,000 down because I'm going to concur all the other fees in there. What type of payment, knowing that, let's say you said 16 to 1700 is like a condo, right? So I kind of have to do a little bit of my research to see if I can get 17 plus or 18 because it's a house. But in a scenario where I can get, let's say 17, 1800, from that 1300, there's really not much of a spread in there. And I just need a cash flow for me to pay a higher price. If I give you some money down, what type of money are you willing to like split with me or accept from me? Because I just need to make this like a positive cash flowing system for me to pay more. And I don't need like 30 years. It could be a lot sooner than that, but I would need to make some cash flow.
Yeah, I understand that. I wouldn't need much in reality to make this work.
So like would like, because there's only 5, like if I give you $16,000 down, it did $200 a month. And way it works is I become responsible. So this is a little bit of both equity and debt. So it's subject to existing mortgage. I'm buying over your existing debt, and then at the same time I'm paying you equity. So it's together. It's like a hybrid deal. So I would be responsible making payments to your 35,000 renovation loan at 385. I start taking that over. Your mortgage of roughly 150. What's the interest rate on that?
little less than 4 right now.
Okay, so less than 4. So I
I
get
think it's 3.75, 3 7/8.
3 7/8. Okay, so I become responsible to the 150, the interest rate, and then that 945, which together more or less is like 1350, more or 1300 to 1350. If I'm able to do all that, give you $200, how long are you willing to finance this for me? I know that you said you're out in Virginia for 8 to 10 years. Is that more or less what you're willing to work with me on?
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 to 10 years. Now, do you have any questions for me? I know this is not your typical cash purchase. I'm not sure if you've ever sold a house like this before, but typically there are some concerns or questions. Do you have any?
Yeah, my big concern right now is taking care of this real estate agent I've got a contract with. Because they're gonna, if I cancel the contract, then I've got to pay them some money. And
What is it? If you were to cancel, what is that cancellation fee with them? Because I do this all the time where we just pull it. I just tell them, hey, look, like I'll save you their commission. And plus they didn't even bring you, they didn't find me to come and buy the house from you. It was our own source. We found you, kind of thing. So like, what is the number if you can't cancel out or like terminate the agreement with them without having to pay any money? If there's a certain dollar you have to pay, what is that?
it's 3% of the sales cost.
Even if you terminate the contract?
Yeah,
That's what the actual contract tells you?
yeah, that's what it says, unfortunately.
So basically, though, so how do you get out of that? Like if it just were to expire, you wouldn't have to pay them, or even if it expired, you'd have to pay them. Got you. Okay, so 3% on 235. That's 7,050. And you see, like the money I'd be giving you, usually that comes out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So 7,050 plus 16 grand, that's around $23,000 down, basically 10% right there. Then I have renovation costs. Give me a second. I'm just running some numbers really quick.
Okay.
I use so many websites and just want to make sure that 'cause some of them have different square feet. Is this 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,164 square feet?
Yeah.
Okay, and then your built was 1985, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so let me see. If I was able to do that, buy it for the 235, I'm gonna see what I can get in rent. So I'll do a little bit of homework before I confirm anything. But if I was able to do 235, pay 16 grand, so you get 11 to pay off your car, 5 to your sister, and then pay the realtor the 7,050, which is 3% of 235. And you give me, and you take $200 payments on top of the debt that I'm paying you for like 10 years. Would that be something that would work with you?
Yeah, that would work for me.
Okay, and here's like the biggest question that I get from most homeowners. They always ask me, it sounds really good, almost too good to be true, Carlos. What happens like in a scenario where like if you default or like if you rent this out and you have a tenant that defaults, what happens to me? Because what happens is the property and the debt stays in your name. My name goes on title, kind of like the car that you're financing. Let's say like Wells Fargo was the one that picked you up, or Capital One. So you put your name on title because it's your car, but Capital One or Wells Fargo doesn't pay for your oil change or your car accident. That's your responsibility. The same thing with me. I'd be putting my name on title. I own it, you don't own it, but you are the bank, and we protect you the same way that mortgages are protected when they loan people the money for the houses, or just like the car business. Like Wells Fargo lends me money to finance a car. What would happen on that 11 grand if you missed some payments? What would happen eventually to your car? Come and take it. And so we draft this because the homeowners are willing to work with us on this type of term. We have a document, it's called a performance mortgage deed. And it's the same thing right there. So in a scenario where I buy this house at 235, I give you $16,000 down. I then pay $7,050 for that agent. I then start making these payments for 8 months. I also renovated it and put the new fixtures and the HVAC system in there, and it's cash flowing now up to $1,800. In a scenario, let's say 8 months down the road, I either get hit by a vehicle or something crazy, maybe even picked up by aliens, something unrealistic happens to me where I can't perform. That mortgage deed protects you. And if I fail on the performance of the mortgage, the property gets deeded back into your name. You would keep that $16,000 that I gave you. I already paid the agent as well on top, and then come out of your money. And then I renovated it so you keep it, and then it's cash flowing, so you can continue cash flowing on it. Because this time you would make some money, because I know that your sister right now isn't able to afford it, so you're paying out of your pocket. You'd be cash flowing, and at that moment, it's your decision to continue the cash flow or sell it for a higher price now that it's renovated. And that's kind of like my worst case scenario and your best case scenario. And that's what all the banks do. That's how they do their cars and the homes. If people can't pay for them, they foreclose, right? Well, same thing would happen here. You would be able to pull that on. You'd be able to get the house back, and you put it in your name on title, and then you basically get a gain. I take the loss if I make the mistake. So that works with you?
Yes.
Okay, well, what's your best email?
Charles Burns, Jr.
Charles
At
Burns,
Gmail.
Jr. at Gmail. And Charles, are you the only one on title?
Yes.
Okay, so Charles Byrne, Jr. at Gmail, and then just yourself on the title.
Yes.
Okay, what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and run some scenarios really quick. I'm gonna see what the rental market rate is. I'm gonna put the numbers to the paper on the calculator and see if I can come up with that $23,000 plus renovation and closing costs. Do you mind if I follow back up with you tomorrow?
No, not at all. In the afternoon, I have classes.
No problem at all. So what time typically works, like this time or earlier than this?
On Fridays, I'm out of class.
Okay, so we'll do it earlier. So maybe like 5 or 6 your time, or even earlier.
We can even do earlier than that if you're ready.
Okay. Typically, I'm a little bit. I'm fairly busy too, but I might be able to get you anywhere from like 3 to 6 p.m. your time. Okay. Well, Charles, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for your time, and then I'll touch base with you tomorrow. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Gang live, homie. Gang live. What up? What up? Anybody have any questions?
Hell yeah.
Dang, bro.
Absolute kick right there.
What's
Did I match the energy? I did, right? Did I sound like I was mirroring them? I did, right?
perfect, dude?
You did say he was a cat person though.
What up?
It went like silent for like 10 seconds when your dog started barking.
Oh yeah, because I put it on mute real quick so I could tell I put it on mute on the phone, but you guys are able to hear. But what I did is I walked away for a second to grab my dog because he was at the other door, and my other dog was on the other side of that door, and they were just beefing with each other because they're both eating. And so that tends to happen, and it's pretty cool too because like I'm at my house and then I'm like, oh my bad, do you have any dogs? I got cats or whatnot, right? And then I'm a chemistry dude. I've done chemistry. I did the firefight. I learned fire chemistry, which is true. I did like fire science for a while where I had to go into connexes and we light the bitch on fire and we stay under and we watch how the fire flows and the way the gas moves and stuff like that, the pressure and everything. It was really dope. It was just rocket science. I'm not that guy. I'm more of a, let me do this shit.
So what's gonna happen with the listing agreement?
Well, that was a piece of shit fucking agent, those people. They always fucking basically, unless it expires, is what he says, that'd be the only way. But you see how little to no money down, 235, and it came out to 10% with his 16 grand plus the 7,000. That's 10%. That's 200. That's $23,000. That's probably something I could do, because in reality, when I was looking at the comps, I see 306, 255, 281, 270. And if I decide I want to sell it on a wrap, I can go up to, even there's some that were 310, 330 right here that sold 2 months ago. Let's see how far. Right down the street. So I can probably achieve 300, or there's even 331 and 306. So now I know I'm about 100 grand up because I'm going to wrap it, right? So now how I see it, if I'm going to borrow $23,000, I have to pay a lender back that $23,000, but now I'm concurring closing costs, and I have $16,000 minimum just on the roof. I mean, the HVAC. I'm going to wait until he pays for the roof though, October 1st, like he said, right? And so this is why I love writing shit down, because I'm able to go back and forth. There's too many pieces to the puzzle on some deals, and that's why you need to write shit down, so you're a professional. But you see how it was pretty smooth, and we went in and we got the job done. Is there any questions? Was everybody able to understand how simple that went? Or is there anybody like, I didn't understand how you did that, so I can break it down?
Hey, Carlos, I thought it was pretty damn ingenious what you did when all of a sudden you talked to him from all of a sudden, him wanting all that money up front to breaking him down to exactly what he needs. And then all of a sudden you ended up talking him into, what exactly do you need? Not what do you want, but what do you need to move forward in life? And then he broke it down. He said he needed to pay off his car, and he needed to set his sister up for when she, when you put her out, I guess. But yeah, I thought that was pretty. That was a dope pivot right there, because it changed the whole dynamic of that conversation, bro.
I'm glad that I'm able to do these things. Like, I'm able to get to this level, so then like I can actually teach you guys some of the. And I might not be the best, right? I like to believe that I'm becoming one of the greatest, but there are a lot of things that I probably could have done better. But at the same time, a lot of people in here need to get to this level so that they can just improve. And I'm just glad that we have hard workers in here. Michael's a part of the Powerhouse Acquisitions team. If we close this deal, I'm going to buy it and pay Michael and the team. I'm going to be the buyer on this deal, because I'm picking up 100 grand, even if I have to pay 50 grand and then pay a lender out on top, like another, 5-10 grand on top of that. I still will make around $40,000 on the deal, and I'll just hold the deal after that. And on a wrap, like if it's $1,700 for the market rent, I can charge $1,900 to $2,000. So then I make that gap from paying him $1,500. I can make that $400 or $500 and still get some money down at the wrap buy, and then just be the bank on the difference of what I owe. But I think that this is something I'm actually going to buy. Let me call Michael real quick and let him know that we'll put the notes on it. And then we'll call yours next, Josh. And then we'll call Dustin's next, or at those mics. Yo, it went pretty smooth, man. Basically, I came to agreements. It was very easy. He was very easy to talk to. I basically got 10% down. Is not what I negotiated. It's just what he needed. Like, and he didn't say 10%. He needed 11 grand to pay off his car, 5 grand to his sister, and 7,000 to the realtor, because the way the contract was set up is no matter what, if you cancel and terminate in between the expiration date, that you still got to pay the 3%. So I told him I'll pay the 3%, but that comes out to 23,000. He wanted 265 at first, and then I broke him down to what he needed. He needed 235. He's all in 185 on his debts, and so there's basically like a $50,000 spread of equity from his debt to what I'm paying him, and then I'm giving him 16 grand to him, So I'm basically only financing like 30 grand equity, but the ARV, because I'll probably do a wrap and I'll probably buy it, is closer to like 100 grand over the 235. And so I'm just gonna run the rental market, but if everything goes well, we're locking this puppy up and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna pay you and the other team. Good shit, bro. That's like your first creative finance deal, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Well, everything goes well and we lock it up tomorrow. I get another property for the portfolio and you get your first creative finance deal, man.
Dude, I'm excited. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. It's all recorded, so you can go back and listen to it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, enjoy yourself. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too, fellas.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. How exciting, right? First deal for him, not a sub-2 student. I love it. We're gonna show sub-2 what's up. Okay. Who's lined up? I see Dustin has these 2 things ready to rock and roll. Josh, is your guy on a time frame or do we rock with these ones?
Yeah, I set you up for 5 o'clock.
Okay, 5 o'clock right now. 5:20.
I know.
What's all the info? And then I'll call Dustin's after.
Look at I set you a task in Podio.
Okay, let me take a look at that. Let me write this down. PSA. Remember how guys, how I told you I leveraged myself? That was a leverage deal right there. That was somebody who was willing to work with me under my team. I plugged them in on another sub-2 student CRM system. And if I would have just wholesaled the deal with him, I would have took a cut, but instead I bought the deal. You see how it only took me, what was that? 20 minutes on the phone call or whatever. Now how you guys remember how I'm gonna retire my family? Well, these deals that take me 20 minutes because all the hard work I put in for the last 4 years being prepared for some shit. This is how I can retire my family. Just 1 deal a month for each sibling that takes me 20, 30 minutes. I put it in their portfolio and after 12 months, by Christmas, I gift it to them, right? You see why I wanted to work so hard for some shit like this. So when it only takes me 20 minutes to lock up a deal. You guys see why I work so hard? Because I'm going for goals and fulfillment, not just for money. The only reason I go for money is because this is a monetized world, the monetary system. That's how we survive. And like there's a saying that, money is the root of all evil. It's not anymore because it's monetary system. It's the lack of money is what the real root of all evil is. When you don't have money, people kill for it and people steal for it. And that's the truth. That's why you guys want to work so hard and at least understand how finances work. So then you can at least be above everybody else, because stress always comes, good or bad, if you're in love or you're depressed, if you're in a good relationship or not. But money, when you don't have money, it makes problems even worse. People say money doesn't buy happiness, but it takes care of a lot of other shit. It takes care of all the other shit that you don't have to focus about, that try to make yourself happy.
Yep. I can testify to that.
That's right.
Yeah, Latasha here, Carlos. She's got a house in Oakland. She's looking to sell for like 600K. She's got some other offers now, but she wouldn't disclose them with me, which I understand. She's willing to sell her finance, because I pretty much explained to her, I'm like, well, I know you're probably getting a bunch of low offers, so we could probably come up a little higher to whatever those offers are, and do terms, and kind of explained everything to her, and she's interested in it. So I told her I would have you follow up with her at 5. Well, she said 5 would be good for her. So I just texted her and let her know that you would be calling.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and go over to your section real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if that task thing worked or not. So let me know if you did get it.
I went to your name and just clicked on Latasha James.
Okay.
I think I've called this lady before.
You have.
Oh, okay. Dude, check this out. I'm buying a house in Josh, where I thought it was in Ohio, but it's in Georgia. It was Columbus, Georgia, and Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I got them confused.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But that seller is funny. I was buying the deal, and then somebody sends me over a number, and it was like, call this person, they're open to terms. I click on it, and I was like, oh, I literally just talked to this person. It's funny because I'll get a lot of people from different states that will send me a lead, and I'm like, oh, I already worked this lead. That's funny. Even in the actual Lapodio that you're in, Josh,
Yeah.
There's a lead that your boy, Terrence or Terrell, I forgot who you brought in at one time. But I worked a deal for him. And then I met George and the Podio system that you're with now. And one of the first leads I had to work was a deal that I tried to close the day before from one of your buddies. And then so I called George and told him, I'm not going to work this lead because I'm a diligent person. And I worked that lead with this guy. And I'm not going to work the same lead under your company and close it under your company because that's fucked up. So if you guys want this lead, you guys got to go and try it out yourself. You send it to somebody else because I'm not that type of person. Plus, here's another thing. If that guy's not better than me, you're not going to close the deal. And we started laughing. But the truth was, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to take somebody's lead and work it. And then I come and somebody else brings it to me, the same lead. It's different when we drop the ball and confirm a no. And then a month later, somebody else brings it and then it's right there. But when it's back to back, day to day, I'm not that person to do that.
It ain't worth it for a deal.
It ain't worth it. I want that guy to bring me more deals, you know? I'm okay on not having to make some money on one deal. You guys see how easy it is for me to close a deal. I'm not worried about that stuff.
I think that's kind of what I'm feeling about this one that I went to yesterday. I think I'm just going to back out because I got a bad feeling. So I think I'm just going to exit myself from it and try to educate the parties involved. And then, but I think I'm just going to keep my hands out of it just because I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is the one in Oakland. Yes, you wanted 600 racks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a little much. The thing needs some work.
Okay, and you brought up terms with her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because she's got some offers now from some other people that she's ready to sell. She needs to sell soon. So she's got some other offers, you know, from other people, but I know she wouldn't.
All right. And so did you pitch the cash offer or no?
I didn't give her a number because I knew she's already getting all these low ass numbers. So I just switched it to, hey, I know you're getting a bunch of low numbers. So what if we could maybe come up a little higher than one of those? Then, you know, we could do it on terms and give you a little more because she wants more, but she, you know, so I think we could get her on the terms, but she wouldn't let me know what those other offers were. So I didn't even mess around with price there.
Got you. Okay. All right, let me see what's up real quick. Damn, shit was built in 1905. All right. Okay. Yeah, dude, fucking Oakland's rough too. I work this market with George and like how you do, Josh, and his the numbers are fucking fucked up. Let's go in here. Let's see what we can do. All right. Let me see. Here's our number: 510-941-3455. Latasha. I know who the hell this girl is. I remember now. Yeah. All right, cool.
No, Latasha.
I remember her now. Yeah, she was unrealistic. I gave her like a super low offer. I forgot, and it made sense to me if she wanted to take it. She's still at the same thing. I'm gonna tell her. Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Please leave your message for.
No, you answer that. Let me call you back.
I texted her.
Please leave your message for.
All right, fuck that. All right, you text her and get her prepared. I'm gonna call Dustin's person.
Hey.
Gang. Nice. Good job, Josh. You guys are fired. Thanks, Zach. I heard the comps change across the streets in Oakland. Yeah, it does. It happens in Detroit as well. It's really, really bad in Detroit. Yeah, as you start getting busy and you work, like, I kind of like to say I'm like a free agent. I work all states because I don't have my own CRM and have my own leads that I'm pulling from somewhere. But everybody basically calls me and sends me deals. So I've learned in certain markets that I work multiple deals in. I'm like, dude, fuck these markets. Because sometimes from street to street, like some houses will be nice, and then there'll be 200 grand, and then the next block over, everything's like 20 to $35,000. It's crazy. Like I've been to Omaha a whole bunch of times this year and last year. And I'd go to when I was out there like visiting a friend, I was driving for dollars while I was out there because I was already doing this year, and I'm like, dude, these fucking neighborhoods suck. Like even buying a house, like there's a whole bunch of neighbors' houses that look all condemned. It'd be like one house is condemned, and then the other house is like livable, and then the other house is destroyed, and then another house is condemned, and then one house is livable. We're to the point where it doesn't even make sense for you to buy a house on that street because the whole neighborhood looks like shit. That's like something for like Chris Senegal to come in and buy the whole neighborhood and turn into how bad like some of the parts are in Omaha. They got good Omaha steak though. Let's do this. Mike had 2 calls. Chad Lloyd. Okay, so let's call this Chad guy. So Dustin, Mike called Chad? Or who did? Or one of you guys?
Yeah. Sorry, bro. I'm driving. I want to be pulling up my notes. Yeah, I talked to Chad and yeah, I talked to what's up, bro? I talked to Chad and Andy today. Fuck, I'm driving right now. I don't have my laptop. Just died on me too.
I got the notes right here. Don't don't worry about it. Just kind of just verbalize what's going on.
Okay, yeah. So basically, Dustin, you can chime in too because I talked to like so many fucking people today. I kind of forgot what he said. But
yeah.
More so, Dustin. I think we ended up pitching like a Morby method to him. He wanted a ton of cash, and I tried to explain to him, basically that I wasn't going to be able to be a cash buyer for him. The property's turnkey. It's almost kind of like a duplex. He had an addition of like a couple hundred square feet, and it's like a theater room, but it doesn't really have a bathroom, so it really wouldn't be utilized as like a duplex. But hey, Dustin, chime in if you can. It's probably like I think Carlos was having a hard time selling it. It's been on the market for a minute.
No, it's not on the market yet. So with Chad, that one came through from my VA today. So he doesn't want to deal with paying out real estate agent commissions. But he wants at least like 600. But the Zillow or the Zestimate is like 560, and comparables around the area. It's in a prime spot, but everything's been on the market. He thinks things have been like about 30 days till they sell, but in his area, it's more like 80 to 100 plus days things are sitting on the market. Plus, he's 80,000 above his estimate to listing at 640.
Yeah,
and
I see that. I'm looking at that.
Yeah, every 30 days, it's about 30,000, and then with the rate hike right now, it'll probably be closer to 40. So he's not going to get what he wants, but he started the call off saying he needs $450,000 because he just built a new house. But then afterwards, he's like, well, if whatever happens, I could just rent it, and I'll figure out the other for my house or whatever. So like he doesn't need it for his house, and he inadvertently said that. So so we can negotiate that one down. But yeah, he was just expecting another call tonight. We were going to call him, so figured we'd close some deals tonight on the live. So
cool. I see 649 and 699 active listings that have been on the market for some time now. So I see that's probably why he's asking 640.
Yeah, a long time. I guess he had one guy that sold like a new build, like small little house for like super quick for like 540, and that was what he's basing his information off of. He sold it in like a week. I'm like, okay, he was probably way below market. So
way below.
Yeah. Some home buyer probably moved into it. All right, let me call this guy Chad real quick.
Cool.
And he spoke to Mike, right? So I can just use Mike's name.
Yeah, he spoke to Keisha and Mark.
All right, throw you guys selves on mute. I'm gonna call this guy.
Steve Water Sports. I missed your call.
He's right. I'll see this is a salesman.
Hey, this is Chad from Prestige Water Sports.
I almost want to call him again. All right. I'm just doing it one more time just because I just feel like I just feel like buying another house or something. Let's do this. He's like, what the fuck do you want? I don't know you.
Hey, this is Chad from Prestige Water Sports. Sorry I missed your call. Feel free to shoot me a text or leave me a voicemail, and I'll get back to you very soon. If you need a more immediate response, please give a call to the shop or shoot them a text 208-343-1983. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, what's up, Chad? This is Carlos, man. You had spoken with my partner, Mike, on this property that you have interested in selling off of 30th Street in Boise. When you have a chance, call me, 760-902-7843. Thanks, man. And I'll shoot you a text. Bye. Let me shoot him a text real quick.
Yeah, he'll get back to you. He was expecting one tonight.
Selling this house. Okay, so call 3 times, left
And then
V voicemail. So put that in the notes. Call 3 times, left voicemail, and send text message. There we
Yeah.
go.
So Anne ended up getting a new house with like $3,600 payment because she got in at the high interest rates, which just rose again. Her thing is, I think I put it in the notes, but it's she wants about 200,000 so she could put it into her new house to bring her payment down. But with the new interest rates and paying interest first on her loan, I don't think it will really make too much of a difference. I think she's just in a crappy situation.
Yeah, she just got she just bought it and it went upside down right away.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Des,
even
what
if
if
she
she owed by like
refinances now, she refinances at new high interest rates. So
130 she owes?
and she owes about 130 on this house, but obviously she owes 100% of the other house. So.
She was definitely communicating back and forth with the terms. I mean, she was asking questions, how much this, how much the payments. She was but I didn't really want to.
She's good. This is a turnkey property. Like everything's renovated in it. She's got a gourmet kitchen, like everything. So we can get her on good terms. Yeah.
Sick, bro. Fucking
Yeah.
And the rent.
Like it's
Rent
nice.
is
Rent's
driving
high.
up. And then Dustin's smart and he just picks all the leads in his area so he can just take them.
Yeah, right.
There's right
I was
there.
wondering why they're all. Hey, Des, I was wondering why they're all so close to your house, bro.
So yeah, that's why.
Like managing 12 properties on the same street.
That's right. I'm gonna own the whole.
That'd be the
neighborhood.
best.
Yeah,
That'd be easy.
own the whole block.
Okay, so let me call this Ann girl. Okay? And here's the address. 10748.
Yeah, she was hella nice, hella sweet.
Yeah, she's really proud of the gourmet kitchen. So bring it up. It's freaking hilarious.
Gourmet. Okay, I write that down. Gourmet kitchen. I've been in a lot of gourmet kitchens because I used to be before I got into serving with a celebrity chef. I used to serve for a lot of years before the car business, bartend. Loved it. It was great stuff. But I ended up working for like a private catering company out here in Palm Springs, like Rancho Mirage area. And I went to like all the most ballerous houses, like all the celebrity houses out here. And I was like the bartender. I went to so many badass gourmet kitchens. I want a gourmet kitchen.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I wanna like a butler kitchen. Maybe get the little back office.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Would love to get butler. All right.
Well,
Here
if
we
she's
go.
got a gourmet kitchen, means that she can cook, right?
Mm-hmm. Or if you're baller enough, you just pay somebody to come cook. All right. I'm gonna call this Andrew. Here we go.
You throw that in a deal.
This is Annie Elliott. Hi, this is Annie Alvarado. Please leave your name and number, and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Annie, this is Carlos. You had just spoken with my associate Mike about selling your property off of West Albany Court. When you have a chance, call me back, 760-902-7843. I'm going to go ahead and shoot you a text, okay? Bye. This is Carlos. You spoke with my associate. All right, cool. So 2 calls, voicemail, and I sent a text. Is there one more? Is there another lead besides this one? You guys posted or no?
That was just the 2 for now. He's got a couple.
I got one.
callbacks
I
and a
got
ton of
one
other
deal.
people.
I got one deal right here that Tony Lazala, I think he's about to jump in here, but we're about to call his lead live right now. Let's see, John Ruffin. What's up, Yoli? It says, hey guys, needed help. The buyer for the 1.5 deal said he has to buy it for less than I offered. This house had an auction date today. I submitted the offer to the agent, but to postpone the auction. Now he won't call me back. This morning was my last communication. So the auction happened today, and then you submitted an offer to push back the auction date, or you sent an offer to the agent to submit to the seller. Yoli.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Oh, okay. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Good.
Bless you.
What you got right here? I'm
Okay.
sorry that I know you've been calling me. It's not you. There's a whole bunch of people I haven't been able to get to.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, honey, I know, I got it.
You can catch
Yeah.
me here though for sure, 3 to 6 p.m. Just that lately I've been doing a lot of. I'm my own TC right now, and we buy a shitload of deals.
You're your own transaction coordinator. Oh,
Well, I
my
had to.
goodness.
I mean, I don't have the money to pay for one, so I have to do the TC work. I have to do the acquisitions. I have to do basically everything. I'm cool with. I don't mind it, but my
Well,
lady now is doing all
you're
the.
busy, brother. You're busy.
Yeah, my lady's doing all the TC work right now. She's training right now, and I already have 2 deals that she's gonna write up and get paid on this week. So sweet.
Wow,
We're starting
awesome.
her off. Yeah, I'm
You're
excited.
moving and
I don't have to do
shaking,
that work
brother,
anymore.
doing things.
I'm not trying to do the paperwork anymore. So
Right.
it's not my job. I'm not the best at that.
Okay, real quick, I have to pick up the kiddos from their after school program, in about 5-10 minutes, but Okay,
Mhm.
this is what happened. The real estate agent, he postponed the auction. He called, got all the information, and he postponed the auction. I put in an offer. Okay, now, I gave him, the proof of funds, everything he needed. This morning, I said, hey, send me the purchase contract because I wanted to, the numbers don't work. The cash buyer that I brought it to, he said those numbers don't work for him. So I wanted to kind of get help on the numbers. I said, okay, well, let me see if I can resubmit it or whatever. But now the agent won't call me back. I looked at my email, there's no purchase contract, there's nothing. He won't call me back. I don't know what happened. I don't have nothing on contract, so what do you think happened?
Well, if it went to auction,
No,
then it's done.
no, he postponed the auction. He stopped the auction.
The agent.
He called
Or
the
the seller.
bank. He called the bank. He said that he has a cash buyer and if they can give him a little bit of time so we can close this deal. So they did that.
Okay. So
And
they
you won't-
postponed the auction and then they ghosted you.
Exactly.
Okay. So maybe he had another buyer on the other line that understood the same thing and taught him, because usually the agent doesn't do stuff like that, you know? So typically myself, I would help call the seller and postpone that auction or direct the seller to postpone the auction or get a loan modification. So maybe he, since he's an agent, there's already other people involved working the deal. Maybe somebody who was ready to rock and roll, like an actual investor ready to come in, he probably was the one who stopped it and then bought it. Because as a realtor, at least he should have some, some respect and get back to everybody he's working with. But if it sounds like he's ghosting you, either something maybe, benefit of the doubt, something could have happened to him, some type of emergency, or other scenario, right? The one that might be more realistic. You just found somebody else to buy it and you're just leaving you hanging,
Okay. So for the future, what do I do in one of these cases? Because there's several homes that have auction dates. They're on market, So I want to go after them. What would be my best approach to go after it if they're on market?
You know what, like, why that's hard to answer that question in that scenario. Not that it's impossible, it's just like you just happen to run into a piece of shit guy who's just leaving you ghosted. So in reality, like, if you're making a deal, a realtor wants to work with you, they're going to get paid off of your what you're submitting, and if it works, they're going to want to get back to you because you're going to be the buyer for them. They're going to get paid because of the deal. And so I think back to like when I was talking earlier about people who do agent outreach, that it's about working with the right agent. Sometimes you just get an agent who just goes wherever they get benefited more. And reality, that's every real estate agent and every car salesman. That's the name of the game. Like, you want to go where it's going to give you more money. That's their game, right? So I don't know how to actually answer that for you to the best of capability. Maybe somebody else in here. Does anybody have maybe an answer you guys can give her?
Okay, so basically you suggest that I stick with an agent that I can trust, which I do have one, but she's just so busy. Oh my God, this lady's got work here. So she's so busy. So, but I need to speak to an agent or stick with this girl. I've been dealing with her for a year. She's been working with me. She's such a sweetheart. She knows I'm new and she's patient with me. And now that I have boots on the ground, now that I have community, she's ready to rock and roll. So I think
Nice.
that I just need to stick to somebody I can trust is pretty much your advice.
Yeah, that's one. But here's another thing: you might not work with a lot of agents because you might fall in your lap, and you might not ever work with that agent again. So it doesn't matter about trusting all of them. It's about the ones you want to work with. Is about letting them know how you work. But here's another thing what Dorian's saying right here, which I don't know if you can do because typically the agent's the one that's controlling the contract. But right here it says Pace and Jamil both say to get the contract before you postpone pre-foreclosure. So I'm guessing submitting the offer, and if that offer works, locking it up, like having the seller and you and the agent sign it, and then go forward with trying to postpone the auction,
Okay.
if that sounds right, Dorian. That's
I
what you're
got
saying.
it. So even if I'm dealing with any other real estate agent, before they postpone that auction, I need to have a purchase contract.
I guess preferably you'd want to do it, not all the time. Like I had the home that I bought in Newport Richie was in pre-foreclosure, close to auction. And I didn't have the contract. The agent, some guy in Colombia knew that I can close deals, creative finance ways. He called me and said, "Hey, I have an opportunity. Can you help me out three-way this call?" And I said, "Sure." And you know, that agent was actually looking for help. So it was a perfect scenario for me because the agent was like, I didn't understand if that house was for sale on pre-foreclosure. I didn't know how long it was like on for like 60 days. I don't know why nobody went in and got it. But I looked at it, I was like, this is like a no-brainer. Like, I mean, not a huge spread on it, but it was like 15 grand to get into the deal on the water in Newport Richie. So it was like, to me, it was cool. So I was like, okay, I can buy that. It's not like I have a large spread, but it's a cash flow type of game on that one. I wanted it. I wanted to have that property.
Okay, okay, listen, kiddos get out of the school in a few, but thank you guys. I'll be back tomorrow, okay? So I'm just gonna call it a wash. It didn't happen. I'm gonna move forward.
Keep going
And
forward.
Dory,
You
if I
got
can
this.
just say something real quick to you.
Yes,
If you have one, if you're gonna use agent, if you only have one, that's gonna limit you. So trying to make friends with like 3 or 4 different agents,
okay,
so you don't get stuck in just with one.
okay. Okay,
Very true. Because it's the same thing, because they have other listings. And that lady that you said she's very nice, she sounds like she's a high performer, meaning that she's very busy.
yes,
So it's
yes.
hard. It's very hard to get a hold, like how sometimes it could be hard to get a hold of me. Is because sometimes we can only do so much, even with the team, we're still super busy.
Okay,
So those are good to work with because but here's the thing too, like when somebody's built and busy, they already have it made for them, right? So it's like, if something were to come up in your direction, then they could remember you. You'll find out agents are so some of them are so busy that they don't even want to work with you. I actually don't want to. I'm already pretty busy. I already make a lot of money on my own. I'm busy. I don't mind if I don't work with you. I've had people literally tell me that. I'm like, all right, I totally fucking understand, because you're going out of your way for me to pitch terms when you're already so known that so many people are buying houses like repetitive and referrals. So that I understood, you know. So I just
listen, I don't mean to cut you short. The kids get out in 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, you're
So
good.
I'll be back tomorrow though, okay?
Okay.
Good night, y'all.
You have a good night.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a blessed one, okay? So talk to you guys tomorrow.
God bless you. Bye, Oli.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
Tony. Take off your mic, Tony.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's cracking, G?
What are y'all up to?
Not much, man. We basically closed the deal a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And then we're calling a few more. Haven't had some answers.
Okay.
And we're about to call this John Ruffin guy.
Okay.
So what's up with John? Catch me up to speed. I'm reading the notes real quick, but catch
Okay.
everybody up to speed.
Okay. So he actually has owned the property for a few years now. He bought it back in 2006. He still has a mortgage on it. He says it was close to like 50,000. He's actually a multi-business owner. He owns a bunch of different other properties. I mean, not properties, businesses. And this was his personal property that he has now turned into a rental because he lives with his girlfriend now. So he has a friend staying in it, and his friend's a contractor. I think he works with him. I'm not exactly too sure. He wasn't really interested in selling. He was interested in selling it in January. But once I mentioned terms and kind of like broke it down a little bit, that really caught his attention, because we can obviously take over the mortgage, sub to the mortgage, and then B, also, help him with with payments, monthly and stuff. So, and I told him, us keeping the tenant in place is not really an issue. So the house itself is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. But he says there's tons of closet space in the hallways and stuff, that his other investor friend was looking at it and was telling him that he can easily tear down a wall and turn it into a 3-2 and do like an Airbnb and stuff. But he's just too busy to do Airbnb or anything else, you know. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that one. So he's currently renting it out for $550 a month, but rent in that area is 1.2 to 1.3.
Okay, cool. So he's just undercharging it. He's open to terms. Cool.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
What's his oh, he gave you photos?
I don't have any photos, and there's no photos on Zillow.
Huntsville. Oh, I know that. I have somebody that is in Huntsville. The person that I closed the deal with, Mike Loretta earlier, basically come to business with that. The person who I plugged him into, she lives in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, fucking perfect. Cool.
Yeah,
So we'll
and
have
then-
boots on the ground.
And then I was looking at a house in Birmingham and I needed some boots on the ground, and I went to the Powerhouse sheet and was able to see somebody who lived in that city, and they walked the property this morning for us.
Cool.
I love this community. I love this thing. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is great, dude.
Yeah,
So-
if you're gonna change it into a 3-2, and you add another bathroom to it, as long
mean-
as the plumbing is adjacent to it,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be looking about 15 to 20 grand to add another bathroom to it.
Yeah.
Damn. Why?
I mean, to be honest with you, it probably just extend not even adding a whole bathroom, but turning that half bathroom into a full bathroom is probably, it's probably about the same amount, but
You're still
it's
gonna
probably
be
your,
looking around
your best
15
bet.
grand.
For sure. So,
All right. Cool. So 3-bed, 1-bath, because a lot of places don't even say what it is.
yeah.
I mean, it's doable, but
Yeah.
it's a lot cheaper if the plumbing is adjacent. If you gotta go across the room to go add plumbing, it's gonna cost a lot more.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah. And then also the roof, he says the roof was done back in like 2010, 2011, and then the AC was back in 2006.
All right, cool. More or less, did he give you a purchase price?
He said 130. But he was real
yeah,
quick
cool.
with it. He said 130. I mean, I think we can even bring that number down, I feel like. I mean, you negotiate terms with him and see
All
where
right,
he's
let's
at.
just do this.
There's other property in that area that's selling for way more, 150 to 160. Some of them are selling for 2 something.
Yeah, we'll see what's up right now. Let me call this cat real quick.
Okay.
All right, guys, put yourself on mute. Does he know you as Tony, or do you introduce yourself as Antonio?
Yeah, no, Tony.
All right, cool. Here we go. Cool.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, John? This is Carlos. You had spoke to my associate Tony about your property that you have off of, what is that, Cutler Drive?
Yes.
Right now, I'm just following up. You're still looking to sell it, right?
Hold on 1 second. I think I get another call. Hold on a second.
Okay. And you don't think my call's more important, motherfucker? Put it back on me. I put it on mute, guys. I wouldn't say that. Taking it off mute right now.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, John?
Yeah, so is Aaron with you?
Yeah, Aaron, Tony, those guys
Yeah,
are.
he just called me, but he hung up when I was trying to merge up.
Oh, okay. So have you been talking? Did he call you earlier, or?
Yeah, he called me earlier. Let me know that you were really touching.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you're cool with us conversating, or did you want me to try to tune him in? Cool. I mean, it's cool. I don't need to tune him in. I could just go from here. I mean, we work together and I could just update him after the phone call. Cool. So I'm just touching base. You know, I know Tony kind of more or less brought me up to speed. He said that, you know, more or less you've owned this since 2006. You have a little bit of a mortgage left, roughly 50,000. That you have a friend that's a contractor that is living in there and he's paying $550 a month. And this was your.
He's not a contractor though.
Oh, I must have probably read that wrong. Okay, so.
Yeah, I told him I had a contractor look at it.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I just read the notes too quickly. Okay, so you have a friend in there paying $550 in there. Market rent is closer to 12 to 1,300. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I did read a note right here that said that you were more or less looking for 130 grand. Okay. Well, I'm pulling it up on a few websites. What's got you interested in selling it?
Well, I mean, he had reached out to me, but I've been thinking about it because I just, you know, I'm not really into managing properties in my portfolio. So the market's good. I really invested in something else more commercial.
Got you. So like in your portfolio, you don't like to buy and hold? What do you like to do?
I'm looking more commercial. You know, I run a business. I actually would like to buy a commercial building. So all of my investments are focusing towards that.
Like switching like you're getting into like holding commercial assets and renting them out to like businesses, or you're trying to get into multifamily?
Other businesses, yeah, other businesses, things like that.
Like triple nets and stuff, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, and so this is how we kind of work, right? So I don't want to take too much of your time. We buy all types of ways. We buy nationwide. When we buy properties cash, we look for something that needs a little bit of tender love and care so we can get that little bit of a discount, put the money in there and flip it for a profit. Is that more or less a model that you're looking to work with? Or, you know, if you're looking for market, would you rather throw this up with an agent and list it?
Be a little clear on what you mean.
So like me, I see the 130 close to market price. And so if as an investor, if I'm going to buy cash, I typically will fix and flip. Now I do a lot of buy and holds as well. But when I buy cash, it's typically a fix and flip. So I actually look for properties that need a little bit of work. So if yours fits that model, I look for a property like that, but I also look to get that with a discount as well. So I can put the money into it and sell it. But I think that, you know, a little bit over 130 is closer to the market price. So I know that my cash offer, if you already want 130, my cash offer isn't going to work. How I buy properties right now, especially because you're an investor, you already know how it's already, interest rates are going up, but everything else has been coming down. So for me to offer, I'm not paying like 80 to 90% on the dollar anymore. I'm now a lot closer with the rest of my fix and flip buddies. They're like, we're closer to 50 to 60% of ARV minus the repairs. And that's like half of what you're asking for, you know?
Yeah, I agree, man. And I'm not like in a rush to offset this though. So
that's good.
I think that it'd probably be, you know, something that I'll probably just think about later on. It wouldn't take much to get it to where I would like to be comfortable selling it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want you to accept. I mean, it's like a super low offer. I want you to get what the house is worth, you know.
Yeah, I'm even a lot of social media stuff there. So I've thought about turning it to social media.
What's your social media? I do a lot of social media as well for real estate.
Yeah, man. Hey, follow me, man. To Touch
Touch with Peace.
On TikTok. That's TikTok.
Touch of Peace. Okay. And then what else you got? You got YouTube or Instagram?
Well, I have them set up. I just haven't started posting on them. All this I've done within like the past 2 weeks. So
sweet,
I'm
man.
building content and getting ready to kind of do all that kind of stuff. So
are you in any mentorships?
What do you mean mentorship?
Like, are you going to like seminars? Are you learning how to buy properties in commercial and are you doing this by yourself? Are you working with a group of people?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
posting your
I'm a
business accounts.
counselor. Yeah. So right now I'm just doing. I'm more of an influencer. I'm trying to be. So I mean, I'm once again new to this, but
Right.
this dealing with just emotional, mental stuff, giving encouragement, things like that. So
I like that type of stuff. I'm real big on the mindset.
presence there. Yeah.
That's really cool, man. I'll give you a follow. And you said besides TikTok, you have IG?
Yeah, once again, I haven't started Instagramming and all that stuff yet. But you can go ahead and see me on there under A Touch of Peace. I just haven't started putting stuff in yet. I'm really trying to kind of hone in my message right now. So I've only used TikTok to really kind of start showing videos. But I got it geared up within about a month or so that I'm gonna have a lot of content and just start putting my energy towards that.
Cool, man. I do a lot of the same stuff. We do podcasts. We have like masterminds, mentorships. We
Yeah,
train other
yeah,
people
yeah.
and stuff. So same type of game. Well, look, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to ask you this though. Cash isn't going to work for us. Are you looking to? You'd rather just list this thing with an agent so you can get a higher number?
Yeah, I think I'm still deciding what I'm gonna do. I mean, after talking with you, I understand. It was just like, hey, I asked, and I said, hey, if you're willing, here's where I'm at. You know what I mean? And so he wanted to kind of just do his due diligence, but I don't know what I want to do, man. I might sell. I know January I'm getting out of the renting game. So the renter I have in there, I already told them that I'm not renting anymore after January. So I don't know if I'm going to turn it into something that can aid my business, which, like I said, maybe a studio, or I might just fix it up a little bit and just sell it, because the market's really good right now. I mean, I've had people literally ask me to call them as soon as I'm willing to sell it. Neighbors, like, hey, if you ever want to let go of this place, let me know.
Oh yeah, that actually is the person that would pay the neighbors. That actually happens a lot. Sometimes I'll buy houses and then knock on the neighbor's door, and they're open to buying it for the
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I know that I can get what I asked for. That wouldn't be a problem. Honestly, I don't know if I want to sell it. I just know I don't want to rent anymore.
Got you.
I don't have to worry about what other people and what they're doing.
Yeah,
as far as that goes.
Yeah, and sometimes you just do you live far from this place or no?
About maybe 2 miles.
Oh, okay, right around the corner. That's good, but it still gets annoying a little bit having to come in and change certain things. Sometimes it becomes a headache. Yeah, you will. So. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do though to get it done, man. Keep pushing it. Let me ask you this then. So like, you'd rather, if listing is going to give you your number, you might just keep it, put money into it, and then after January, you're going to hold it for like a studio, more or less.
If not, I'll probably just sell it by owner or something like that.
That is a good way. That would probably be the fastest way to sell it for the highest price. Well, here's my last resort, right? There's one way that I can pay more, like the price you're asking, and it's not all cash. I could pay that 130 on terms. That's something. Have you ever sold a house before on terms?
No. What is that?
Very simple. Like, have you ever financed a car? Just like financing a mortgage, you walk into a car dealership for a mortgage and hey, a few $1,000s down or maybe a little bit more, and then you make payments over time. You don't have to go like a mortgage length, but you can do like car lengths, like 3, 5 years, 10 years, stuff like that. That's one way. How I actually make money that way is just I would need to cash flow. So what you're charging $550. What do you have the mortgage of $50,000? What's the payment on that thing?
Man, it's really low, man. It's really joke. It's like 200. No, it's like 300.
That's so crazy, man. I live in Palm Springs, California. $300 a month don't even give me like nothing out.
Yeah, but it is a joke. And the person that's paying.
That's nice.
So,
You're hooking them up.
I rented for like 5 years. So when I first did it, I was just like, yo, $550. That'll be good. And he hasn't left because There's nowhere in the city. Rick.
You're hooking them up. Yeah.
So, like, I had to actually give him an eviction. I don't want to know. He's even mad. And I told him this like 3 months ago. 4
Oh
months
my
ago.
gosh,
Like, look,
eviction now
January.
is crazy, your own buddy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the way it would work, man, the only way I can pay that 130 it's I would come to an agreement with you on that number, 130, and more or less I can give you some money down to, you know, whatever, if you need a certain number to achieve a little goal, go on a little vacation or whatever you need to do, I could put some money down and then I make payments to you. So I would take over the current balance mortgage of like 50 grand and that $200 payment, and then I would pay you the difference of the 50 to the 130 in equity by giving you some money down towards that equity, and then I make an additional payment to the equity. So the way that it works is whatever that payment to you is, it just needs to be less than market rent. So if it's 12 or 1300 and you're paying just $300 on the mortgage, I just need to make some money in there. So I'd give you some money down, and then we would have to split something in between the mortgage payment to market rent.
Sounds complicated.
So it's actually even easier than being a landlord. So it's kind of like this. Why? Have you ever financed a car? Okay. So kind of like being a landlord, you own the house, but you have to take care of like the tenants, the headaches, if you have the victim like actually going through things like that, or you have to save away, you have to save some money every month in case a door or toilet breaks because you're responsible for it. Well, on this one, you actually become the bank. So let's pretend like you're Wells Fargo right here. You no longer own the house, but kind of like when you finance a car, Wells Fargo might finance you and you put your name on the title of the car. But like if you pop a tire or need an oil change, Wells Fargo isn't the one that goes out and does that. So you wouldn't have to go out and change, you know, a toilet or a door, HVAC system if something were to happen. Or, you know, like if you have a headache with your tenant, you wouldn't have to take care of it anymore. Now, here's how we protect the homeowner in this scenario. Just like in a scenario where if you stop making payments to Wells Fargo that they financed you the car on, what would happen if you stop making payments? Repossessed. And so same thing happens in right here. We sign a document. It's called the performance mortgage deed. In any scenario, if like I were to default on a payment, even after maybe I gave you $10,000 down and I made payments for like 8 months, and maybe I got hit by a car and I couldn't get to make payments to you, you actually get the property deeded back into your name because you're the bank on it. And then at that moment, you would keep the money I just gave you down, each monthly payment I gave you, and I'm going to renovate it so I can get that maximum rent in there. You'd keep it cash flowing at a higher rent, or you could just sell it for even more because it's fixed up. That would be like kind of like your best case scenario. Actually, it would be more of a worst case for me, but that's why we underwrite deals, though, you know. But that's more or less the way that I can do this. I can pay the 130, put some money down, and make payments over time. You're no longer a landlord, so you don't have to deal with the headaches. Your gross becomes your net. You don't have to save 10 or 20% because I have to take care of the home now, not you.
Right. You know, that sounds interesting. Let's do this. Let's wait till around the end of the year.
Yeah. That's my goal.
That way I'll know exactly what I want to do. And then if we move forward, we'll move forward. If not, we just won't. But I think January will be the best because then that renter will be out, and then, you know, I'll have a clear mind on where I'm going to be at.
Okay, cool. So what I'll do is this. I'll go ahead and follow up with you in a few months and do your thing. Mine's more like last resort type of thing. Like, you know, you have all the other options you name. You can try to sell it, rent it out for more, keep it for a studio. I'm just giving you options with you, you know, as an investor to an investor. This is the way that I can pay that price at 130. So let's do that. Let's touch base here in the next few months, okay?
All right, sounds good, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, John, this is my cell phone. If you ever need anything, once again, my name's Carlos. I can help you out, buy your property all types of ways, and we can make some money together. If you're coming into the commercial, I do multi-family. I have a whole team. I do commercial as well. So I'm always open to making money.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, man. You take it easy. Bye. Yo, Tony, I'm sorry. I saw your text messages coming in right now. What happened?
Oh, you're fine, bro.
What's going on with Aaron did some underwriting for this property or whatever?
Yeah. I was just texting. Aaron was texting me, and he was saying that him and Devin already did some underwriting on it, and they
Nice.
wanted to present it to him. I thought Aaron was on the Zoom.
No, I don't know. But that guy, John, though, did say that Aaron was on the other line calling in. Oh, there's Aaron. Aaron,
Yeah.
how long have you been in here? Did you hear that whole call or you just jumped in? Aaron. Aaron.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? Hey, I was on the phone with that guy, John. Like, he was like, yeah, I'm talking to Aaron on the other line. I'm like, the same guy that's with me? He goes, yeah. I just spoke with him and just worked the whole deal. Were you able to hear it or you just jumped in?
Just
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. It broke up a little bit.
I had just I was trying to get into it, but Tony had just said it. The call had just ended right as I got into it.
Oh, yeah. So I basically just talked to him, try to gauge him and see what's up with him. It's all recorded too. You can always rewatch it. But I'll tell you how it went down. He's moving into the commercial space, like trying to do like triple net leasing, like buying commercial properties and then leasing them out to businesses. He's trying to get into the influential space of social media. He has his own Instagram and TikTok, talks about like, I forgot, like mental health or something like that. What he does hate is hates being a landlord managing properties. And he wanted 130, and I see market price to be like 150, 160 maybe max. And so I told him that his price was closer to market.
Yeah, that's what I got for 150.
Yeah, I'd let him know about like how my business model works and how we buy cash, and then told him about other things. Then I pitched him my offer, which was less than half or whatever of the 130. And then we just started talking. I told him what else he was trying to do. He said that he might want to turn it to a studio once he evicts his friend, because his friend doesn't want to leave. He already served him an eviction notice. When he gets evicted in January, he's either, by that time he's thinking either he wants to like renovate it and turn it to a studio for his social media, or doesn't really know too much, but he knows that my cash offer is too low. May or may not want to list it just yet because he has his friend in there who's now being evicted. So it's not like he's gonna have an agent go in there and do all that work just yet. So I then told them, my last case scenario is I could buy it this way. If I did 130, I could do it like this. I broke it down in story of a car and buying a house type of thing, broke down terms. And he said, you know what? If I was interested or something like that, that this would be something good to talk about closer to January when I evict my friend. So it sounds like it could be open to this, but it would be a follow-up closer to the end of the year. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the notes. It's more of a follow-up.
Okay. Carlos.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, dude.
How come you didn't offer to just to take over the property and take the whoever's in the renting right now, even though he's getting evicted, and to deal with him, and you just raise the rent on him?
Because if he's getting evicted, he's probably not going to pay anymore. And another thing, if I buy it now, I close on it in 30 or 60 days, gonna have to use a lender in there. And so if this guy decides to buckle down, I mean, in the state of Georgia, when you get evicted, you're out. I believe, I think that the sheriffs will get you out. So more or less, if I buy it, I gotta wait still 90 days for them to evict him or whatever, because I could buy it with him in place, but then I'd start
You
owing.
still gotta wait 90 days.
Or whatever until he gets evicted. He said in January he's going to get evicted. So I'm guessing that the sheriffs are going to see him out the front door. Because in California, you could You can't do that shit. You could be here for 2 years and still not be sent out. But in Georgia, the reason I like buying in Georgia a lot, in Florida, those type of states, is because it's investor friendly. You can evict them and have the sheriff walk them out on that last day, instead of, you know, like New York, California, where they're super
And they still got 90 days.
yeah, so he still got some time, you know. So more or less, he has to make his decision if he wants to rock with us on that, or, you know, sell it on cash for maybe a higher price. He said he could even sell it for sale by owner, but I could do the same thing on for sale by owner. I could buy it on terms that way, because cash, I don't know if they'll still get it in those 3 months when they come down.
Okay. So either way, he's still got 90 days, so he's got a freeloader on his hands.
Yeah, plus in those states, they empty out the house upon eviction. I love those states. I mean, it's pretty sad for some people, right? But like, as us business people, I mean, how shitty would it be to be an investor in California and you're getting fucked by a whole bunch of people who are not paying, right? Like even myself. Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, democratic state. Sorry.
No worries. Cool, guys. I have to do 2 things on paper. It was a great call. I hope everybody learned a lot today. I hope you guys got some juice, and I really hope that I run those scenarios on that rent rate or whatever on that house in, or the hell was it at, Georgia?
Oh yeah, on a side note, I need to talk to you after the meet.
Okay, I'll call you then right now, in like 5 minutes or less. Yeah, but you know, overall, good job, guys. If you guys have more leads, try to set them up for me around, you know, 4 to 6, 6:30 Pacific time, if we can. If not, let me know a little bit earlier. Dustin, I got a text from you. I have 1 text message from one person. Hey, Carlos, sorry, I've been tied up with a customer, putting some more thought into this. We are just going to go ahead and list this. Going the term route isn't something we would be interested. Chad. Okay. Chad's a follow-up. So Chad's the one that responded to me and hasn't gotten back to me. There you go. Add that to the notes. And I'll still hit him up, you know, tomorrow. I'll still see what's up with him. We don't have WhatsApp. I have WhatsApp, but we don't have a WhatsApp group. We have a Telegram group, Zach. Somebody drop the Telegram group for Zach.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, you guys got some good knowledge today. You guys learned today.
The little bit I was able to be on, yeah.
Good shit. Good shit, guys.
Yeah, that was a good call on that one in North Carolina.
Nice. Was that one in Georgia, or he moved to North Carolina? I forgot. That's the one I'm
He
buying.
moved to Georgia, didn't he?
The one with the chemistry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he moved to Georgia.
What fucking address is that? Charles Byrne. There we go. Who's this Charles Byrne? Michael's. Okay, I remember now. Michael Charles Byrne. We're gonna just write this down. Charles Byrne.
Yeah, my other brother.
Okay. So guys, I gotta go do some stuff. Gio, I'm gonna call you right now. Everybody else,
Okay.
good night. Much love.
All right. Good night, guys.